This is Elias Dufexes. You're watching That Tom Clancy Show.
Thank you, Elias, and welcome everybody to another brand new episode of That Tom Clancy Show. I am, of course, your host, the lovable robot with a hoodie, Mr. That Tom Clancy. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Big show, because this is going to be, well, the first time that I've had another virtual streamer on the show with me today, so I'm not entirely positive how it's all going to go, trying to get all the different wires crossed and various things. But thankfully, lots of coffee has happened, so it shouldn't be a problem. And hey, longtime viewers of the show, Duckus is back, so we should be fine. Thank you, my fine feathered friend. We should be good to go. The Hunt Music, thank you for showing up. Timmy, always so good to have you here on the show. I mean, let's be honest. You're not here to listen to me just go on and on about various things about living in a virtual garage. You're here because my guest today is another gamer and YouTuber who's only slightly more real than I am, but no less digital. So, Bits and Pixels, it's Violet. But there's my button. Hey, Violet, welcome to the show.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can. Thank you.
It's an honor to be here, Tom.
Believe me, the honor's all mine having you here. This is a question I've only gotten to answer once on the show before, and I'm really looking forward to asking it again.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I'd ever get the opportunity to do it again, but who are you wearing?
Who are
Yeah, it's just you've got your fun digital self going on and all that stuff. I just, it's that like standard like red carpet kind of question, like, oh, that's a lovely dress. That's a great suit. Who are you wearing today?
Who am I wearing? It's just simply iconically Violet. That's all. It just boils down to just Violet. It's Violet.
Nice. Nice. I appreciate it. The alien is a very nice touch, I will say.
Who are you wearing?
This portion is the Cinti Studios. They make pretty much every 3D object that's in the scene. This is my own making, and then these are the standard hands that come with Unreal Engine.
Yes. Rocking that Unreal love.
Someday I'll replace them, but that's, as very clearly evident, I'm not a character artist. So, I mean, going off of this, it would probably be like some 90s era mouse that I would make these out of, and that would just be stupid. Or brilliant, but probably stupid.
Brilliant.
Well, welcome to the show. It's really nice to have another native guest of the digital space here. Usually it's all, figuring out how to wire people's camera feeds into a little plane over there. But today it's like another real person's here. I should have cleaned up.
Oh, I mean, I am a real lady.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I mean, like, I should have like tidied up the garage a bit. Like, this cup is terrible. I need a new one. So
I'm happy to see Ducky is back, though. Looking good, looking fresh. Did he get a haircut or what?
Well, he went on a real quick vacation, scouting out some locations. Because this is something I've kind of been teasing for a couple of days. But next week, Monday is actually going to be the 50th episode, and
Yay. Congratulations!
Thank you. So for the 50th episode, we are going to be moving into a new studio space, and looking at maybe changing the format of the show up a little bit. And for people who haven't been here before, this is our little duck. His name is Duckus. It was determined by the community a month or two ago. I forget how long ago it was. And it's Mongol? I don't know how to pronounce numbers.
Oh, these are my homies.
Well,
What's up, homie?
Well, I want to say thank you all for joining us, and thank you for that follow. So I don't know what I did to break it, but I broke my alerts.
It's all right. We're all here. We're in the same room. We see what's going on. We're good.
Exactly. And front row Joe, thank you as well. My laptop is actually functional, so I do get the opportunity to see those alerts. And look, no strings.
Woo!
And I can throw it and nope. Where'd it go?
Oh, wait.
It's gone now. It's gone now, so I have a new one. Besides, that cup sucked. Well, I know you as another virtual person, as well as a Fortnite and Fall Guys streamer. But
Yes.
aside from those, this is a question I ask everybody. What else are you playing?
Okay. Well, you got me because I was going to say Fortnite. So a lot of my lovely friends who are here today know me as Miss Violet, the virtual lady, yes, but also Fortnite streamer. So definitely Fortnite takes up a good amount of my stream time. Fall Guys has been an awesome addition to the stream. I can't wait to get more into it. But recently, I would say like we started tapping into a little bit of horror to mix things up. So I just started playing Little Nightmares again, just to get into the spooky spirit because we have spooky seasons coming.
It really is. In many
Yeah,
ways, like spooky season never really goes away.
it never does. It's always within the heart, Never
Always.
leaves.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Beast 150, thank you for that follow. See, this is actually live. But I had one person actually a few weeks ago, they're all like, wow, this is really nice for pre-recorded. And I saw that come up in the chat, and I just looked right over and I was like, no, this is real.
Baby.
This is really happening in real
Yes.
time.
Real time.
Well, it's kind of crazy when you think about it because 10 years ago when Twitch and Justin TV and all that stuff was really starting to get moving, it never occurred to people that something like this would be possible.
Right.
I mean,
Having like a meta virtual talk show.
Yeah. And hold on a second here. I noticed I forgot to do something. Don't worry. My technical fixes are up on the ceiling. That's what I'm doing. I'm fixing things. There we go. Things are
We love
fixed.
fixing things.
I definitely didn't forget to do a local recording, so there definitely won't be a relative 10-minute difference in things. Definitely not a real thing. Oh, you host marbles on stream, I hear?
Hells yeah! That's
Don't
actually how I
know.
met the fabulous The Hunt Music. So The Hunt Music, thank you for joining us today. I'm so happy to see you here. That's how we met. I try to spice up my stream outside of just playing Fortnite. I like to take on different games. A really great game that I suggest, it's really chill, is Marbles on Stream. You don't need to download anything to play it. All you gotta do is hit command play and you're automatically inserted in the game. And it's just a really chill way to start up a stream, end a stream, and get to know your viewers and see how they're doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do a community game night on Sundays, which I should probably get back into doing. It's just, sometimes it's, because my show is more of a podcast format, so I'm, constantly trying to, figure out guests and then do show prep. And now, of course, with changing up format and stuff for the next one, but doing more community stuff and especially getting into more gameplay things are, a couple of the things I've been, kind of working on in secret. One of the spaces outside of the garage is actually like kind of like my X lab. So yeah, because there's so many ways, especially with virtual reality titles, to have those like exterior third person cameras. And so part of what I'm trying to figure out how to do is take that information, but then replace normal me with like cooler me. So that way I can, like make Beat Saber look fun.
Yes. Oh, I want to try Beat Saber so bad.
Oh, it's so good.
Gosh, you just struck a sensitive sensitive vein. I really have been eyeing that for a while now.
Beat Saber and Pistol Whip are probably my two favorite VR games. Like there are definitely better games out there like Half-Life Alyx and things like that, but they're the ones that like because they're so replayable. I mean, it's a Guitar Hero with lightsabers.
Oh, Guitar Hero.
It's Guitar Hero with a gun, So it's just it's super. And then of course like Super Hot VR is excellent.
Super hot. Yeah.
But
Good stuff.
yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
just it's finding that way to bring this performance into other places as well. And sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, as evidenced by the fact that I don't have arms.
We, you know what? We find our ways, to get through and make the most of what we have at the moment. So, no, it's fine. If you look great, and everybody has their own way of being virtual and being their own person. So, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely been it's a fun journey, and it's interesting too because we've both kind of come at this from we've arrived at the same relative conclusion, but along from two different paths.
Right.
And I mean, without getting too much into the tech of how you're pulling it off, but I mean, you're taking what is kind of in its own weird way a more traditional path towards performance capture, whereas I'm taking the silly I turned toys into tools way to performance capture. But the one thing I know my answer to this question, but I don't know particularly yours. But why go with like a virtual character when starting up your channel and everything?
For sure. That's a really good question. And I feel like that's closely, what is it called? Compared to how did I come up with the idea of starting this whole journey? So, I mean, I could answer it that way for you if you would like.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so do you want the short version or the long version?
I mean, I got nothing else going on right now, so.
Okay. So the virtual character, it all started, we have to get to the root, which is my love for gaming. Straight up. So everything comes from a place of just I've had gaming involved in my life since I was a little bean. So we need to travel way back to ancient times here. So I'm talking early 2000s. Which isn't that far back, but my Fortnite friends they think I'm ancient. It's an ongoing joke on my stream.
Wow.
Whopping 24 years old.
If your
old.
Fortnite friends think you're ancient.
Yeah, so we gotta take a step out and go way back. But seriously, I've been gaming for as long as I can remember. I've had a controller one hand, Charmander plushie in the other. Spent most of my nights playing Smash, and that's actually where I found out I can do a good impersonation of Yoshi. Have you heard of that?
I haven't.
You haven't?
I haven't.
Hold on, I think we need to hype chat up right now to get this Yoshi going.
Let's get some F's in chat for Yoshi here.
Let's get some hype up in here for the Yoshi voice, but let's go. I'll show you. I'll demonstrate.
But real quick before you do that, like I appreciate your Charmander love. Charmander is excellent. I'm a Sandshrew guy.
Okay, all right. I'm a fire type of lady. I am a Leo, so fire and fire, it just goes well.
I just like anything that looks like a pangolin, and Sandshrew does, so Sandshrew gets my heart. And also a spot here on my inner arm.
Yes, I don't know why day one Charmander, man. Charmander and then Yoshi, those have been the two loves of my lives.
Well, I mean, Yoshi's a dinosaur. I fully understand.
Yeah, we relate,
Yeah, and I mean, he's also one of the best racers in Mario Kart.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, Yoshi, Green Koopa, Red Koopa. That's my trio. What I like.
Rainbow Road.
Well, I like the they've got like the nice all roundness to them. They're quick, but they're also heavy enough to be stable without losing too much acceleration or handling. So I put some thought into this. You
Yeah,
know?
maybe we should stream some Mario Kart up in here because I
Oh
love
snap!
Nintendo. I seriously grew up with Nintendo.
I might actually have to get it for the Switch. I had it for the Wii U, so I was like, why am I gonna buy it again? I already own it. Now I'm all like, okay, twist my arm.
Yeah,
Like, but Rainbow
gotta do what
Road,
you
my
gotta
favorite map.
do.
Dude, Rainbow Road is historically just like one of the great maps of that game. It's also one
Yeah,
of the best ways to destroy friendships. It's like
it's
right up there with like going to IKEA or playing Monopoly.
oh no.
Like,
The only one winner will come through, but it's all right. It's all right. We all know on my stream too, nothing's personal. We clap one another for sport.
we're
It's all in good sport.
yeah, the one game we've played on stream together, or with my community is it's called Unfortunate Spacemen. Um,
Oh,
it's like I don't know if you're familiar with like the Gmod games, Murder and like Trouble in Terrorist Town, but
okay.
it's a hidden role game where the majority of the players are spacemen trying to escape some form of terrible place, but one of them is an alien. And the alien's job is to kill all of the other spacemen, and the spacemen are trying to escape and or kill the alien.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love silly games like that. Like, because I mean, I'm an old school gamer. When I say old school, I mean I played games on devices that looked like this when they were new, and so it's like any so it's this novel experience that never could have existed like way back in the day, but now it's like almost ubiquitous. It's like it's a Gmod type. There's a standalone games for it. Hell, VR chat even has a version of Murder, and
VR.
I saw that when I was poking through. I just started poking into VR chat in the last couple weeks, and
God bless you.
well, it's just like when VR chat like got big on the whole Ugandan Knuckles thing, and I was just like, but now like some legit friends of mine are getting into it, and I'm like, okay, I'll dip a toe in.
It's a dangerous place to be in. If we're gonna side tangent, we've done that a couple times on my stream, and it usually ends in one spot, which is just like chaos. But we love it. We love
Yeah.
it.
Yo, the
Appreciate
one
it
thing I
for
will
what it
say
is.
though is that the optimization on it in VR needs a little bit of work, but it is early access. It is early
Right.
access. I will give them that. So, hey guys, we've got definitely some Yoshi love here, and we've also got a couple dabs that I've now done. I just kind of sneak them into the show. I pretend like it, I treat it as though it's just something that just happens. You
Oh
know,
Lord,
how do I dab with no arms? OMG. I mean,
what a jab!
magic. Uh, but if you're ready for it, I I I think our chat has been fairly hyped for the Yoshi. But I
Okay,
mean, we could always do some more hype. I mean, more hype's always appreciated.
yeah. I mean, we could always use more hype. I mean, they know I'm a hype queen.
Whereas, like, my people were all like, "Whoa, this show is really high energy for Tom. I just came here to relax and listen to cool things." You know?
I'm like, yeah, usually it's just it's a lot. I mean, in a good way. Again, I especially when VR chat when we start talking about VR chat, I just my mind starts turning the gears. I get so excited about it because it's just such a funny place to be, and a lot of VTubers that I look up to play that game as well. So
Yeah, I just happened to find a delightful because I was not really Earl. Welcome to the show, man. Thanks for coming. I wasn't a huge Pokemon person growing up. I was a Digimon kid, and
Digimon.
I might have an Agumon model that I was running around in virtual chat or VR chat with last night.
Oh my
And
god.
everybody's like, "Oh, it's such a cute little dinosaur." And I'm like, "Yo, you all clearly don't know."
Relax. We talking about Digimon, man. How
Yeah,
do you not
right?
know?
They speak in full sentences. They evolve on the fly. Like, you know, I mean, they and everybody's got like at least three forms. None of like this like having to wait for a game like 8 editions down the road for somebody to finally have an evolution. You know,
Yeah,
it's
throw
just
that shade.
Agumon for the win, right? Dude, Agumon's my boy. Although I also, God, who like Patamon he was lovable and he was cool. And I guess Anjumon was pretty cool, but nah, man. It's just like you give me all these cool options. Of course I'm gonna pick the one that looks like a dinosaur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clearly.
Myotismon was an excellent villain. God, I do love that show. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on
Was
Netflix.
it?
It was like a couple years ago, and yes, I absolutely watched it from start to end.
I need to get into that again.
Though I did
Ugh.
just start. Wait, no, we'll talk about it after Yoshi happens.
Okay, that's right. Yoshi. Okay, it's time. It's time. I think we hyped up enough.
We done hype?
Let's do it. Okay, ready? I'd like to do like a nice little vocal warm up.
Okay.
So like a do re mi fa sol la ti do, and now we're ready. So Yoshi. How is that?
Oh God, that sounds like it hurts, like right in here.
It's like I definitely have to. I don't know. It's very intuitive. It's ingrained. Childhood me practiced a lot clearly, and I'm at a place now where I'm an adult and I can do that. I don't know what that means. I'll leave that up to you to figure that out. But yep, that's a thing.
There are some questions to which I don't really want answers, and I think that might be one of them.
Yeah, we'll leave that. We'll leave that in the dark.
But hey, good job on being able to do it. Kudos. My applause has no sound. You all can imagine a sound, except make it sound cooler. Oh man, no man, because Yoshi, I remember as a kid growing up, like Nintendo Power was the thing.
Nintendo.
And Nintendo Power is, without a doubt, going to go down as one of my favorite magazines of all time. And when like the first pictures of like Super Mario World were coming out and like making the jump from 8 to 16-bit, and oh hey, speaking of Super Mario World, it was just like blew my mind. I was just like, oh my God, games look so much cooler. How will things ever get better?
Here we are.
And here we are.
2020's been a disaster, but there's been some wonderful things happening.
Yeah, I think I said last week to one of my guests that 2020 by and large has been just absolute garbage. But man, those silver linings, when you find them, like they are sparkling.
Absolutely. I mean, I think for me, Violet is one of them, one of the silver linings for quarantine, because it put me in a position where I can finally focus on, going full throttle, full focus mode, full like X Games mode into working on and being able to showcase Violet on Twitch.
Yeah, I can fully understand that because that's basically what got me off my lazy butt to get this all going ahead. And The Hunt Music, thank you for that follow. And also Montreal. I'm old. I don't speak numbers. No. But thank you for that follow too. And because this going back at Next Random, thank you for the follow as well. Originally, like I had this idea of like making, for some reason, since I was a kid, I've like always wanted a late night talk show. Like some kids want to be astronauts and blah 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 blah, or like have Exomaz as one of their new followers. Thank you. But
hi, EXO.
I wanted to have my own late night talk show, and I was trying to figure out how to do it on YouTube, and like I didn't really feel like dumping a whole bunch of money into camera equipment and all this stuff. And then a behind the scenes video for Star Wars Rogue One came up where they were showing that they were using Unreal Engine for real-time pre-visualization for Alan Tudyk's performance as K2. And I was like, how did they do that?
Like, yeah, like a light bulb went off.
Yeah, and so that's where the show started. Like the original like test footage that I shot for the show, like I was literally just a cube, but it was a cube that was
Oh,
taking animation off of my headset, and so like I have it all saved locally and everything, and I like keep meaning to do like a big cut together of like starting from the first show all the way up to how it is now. I just, I'm lazy, you know.
oh no, we love improvement and seeing. I feel like I've been live for around, I'm gonna reach 5 months now, and I have seen a lot of growth from myself too. It's so to see that, and I don't know, it's just, it's a very magical experience. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like for me, when I got into 3D, it started from that place of gaming and loving it for comfort, entertainment, but also inspiration, right? um because they're pieces of art in my eyes. These are real characters that you invest in and you relate to and you love and you hate, all of that you feel. But yeah, I don't know. I just gradually found myself becoming more interested in the game world, and I spent a lot of time online looking up how games were made, and I wanted to learn how to break them, mod, and I don't know. I just quickly fell into the 3D enthusiast rabbit hole, and I had out. I just
Nice.
kept going.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the journey for me going into games started back in 2007 when Halo 3 was coming out.
Oh,
Uh,
Halo.
because like I wanted to get into the games industry, but I didn't know a damn thing about it. And I was listening to the Bungie podcast at the time because I also love Halo and I wanted every bit of information about Halo 3 I could possibly get, and I wanted it now. And one of the people on that show was a regular like guest talker was Joe Staten, the head writer for Halo. And I was like, wait a second, he's a writer and he makes games? I might
Hey,
have a chance at this.
hey.
And a little over a year later, I had my first job in games working as a tester for Midway before they went bankrupt. And it wasn't my fault. Uh, and so, like I got in at the ground floor as a tester, and then, I worked more in tests, and I tried going the indie route for a while, and well, now here I am again. Um, and Beast 150, do you have a YouTube channel? Yes, I do. I don't have an immediate link available to you at the moment, but if you go to YouTube and you search hashtag that Tom Clancy show, just as it's
Hey.
spelled there, you should come upon my playlist, which has I think 46 episodes of the show in there now. Yeah, I think 46. That's yeah.
You're close to 50 now, right? That's what
Yep.
you were saying to
50
me.
is on Monday.
What?
Dude, I'm nervous cuz it's
Turn
like I'm so nervous. Like I got a cool guest lined up for it cuz I'm also trying to like branch out too because like indie game developers are, not to say that it's like super easy to get them on the show, and not to say that I don't love having them on the show, because it's not easy and I absolutely adore having them on the show. But I'm just trying to branch out too. And so my 50th episode is actually going to be with a digital artist, and so I'm really looking forward to having her on the show and like getting the opportunity to like showcase some of her work and then like show off like the whole. It's going to be like crazy town. So
crazy
right,
town.
and
I
she's
love it.
Australian, so it's like it'll be her Tuesday, it'll be our Monday. It's just gonna just we're breaking the space time continuum on this
Yeah,
one.
I was gonna say the world is like collapsing within itself. That's pretty cool.
Since when you
That's
started doing this like talk shows and well, I started doing this show in May.
wow.
Yeah, I started it like I was just doing it weekly, and then it became like a couple times a week, and then it was like 5 or 6 times a week. And this is like my light week with only 4 shows.
Wow. So he working.
Yeah, I mean it's just you want to it's when you want yeah, it's just, I mean, you know the hustle. It's just
Yes,
like
I've
yeah, you
it
find that
never
thing you want to
stops.
do and you just just do what you can to do as much of it as you possibly can.
That's right. That's right. That's like me. I feel like I'm at a crossroads where I love streaming. I stream for like around 3 hours, 4 days a week. And whenever I hit that 3 hour mark, I'm like, damn it. I want to keep going, but I have to balance, my plate, and it's a lot to manage at once. But I'm hoping one day I'll be able to work towards a longer, streaming schedule, things
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. You don't want to burn out early, you
Right.
know. And another thing, and congratulations to you for this one, but you are also a fellow Unreal Engine Community Spotlight member. Uh,
Yeah.
which
Thank you.
was very cool. Because Brian, who put the two of us in touch, he's one of the community folks over at Unreal Engine. And Brian, if you're here, hey buddy. If you're not, still, hey buddy. I woke up one morning to a message from him, and he was like, "Hey, be sure to watch the live stream today." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I just figured it was going to be like another, performance capture kind of thing because Victor had done one a year or so ago, and then it was all like community spotlight, and I was just like, "That's me," and like just lost it, you know?
Congratulations too. It's such a mind-blowing situation to be in
Right?
when you're on the other side of the screen and you're watching and you're like, "Whoa."
Yeah, because
Oh
I'm
my god.
I'm definitely there in chat, and I'm like, I'm that guy, you know. Because like I forget, it is such a cool thing because it's always fun when you're doing something that you care about, and then somebody else actually notices and is like, hey, that's cool.
Exactly. That's exactly when that happened. When the spotlight was published, I reacted to it. I think it was that Monday on stream. Because by the time they posted it on YouTube, I don't stream Fridays. So I think they posted it like later Thursday, and I wasn't able to get to it. But I remember showing it to my lovely friends on Twitch, and they were so supportive, and it was really nice because it was a moment for me to provide a little bit more information, about my setup because I'm an anonymous lady. My setup is pretty low key, but that was the one thing that I was able to come forward with and being like, hey, so I use Unreal Engine, but check this out. There's a spotlight segment. So I really would like to thank everybody for making that even more of a special experience and, going to the YouTube channel and commenting underneath. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah. I mean, from what when Brian told me about your show, there was definitely that moment where I was just like, somebody's moving into my territory.
Oh,
Because it's, like, dude, it's okay. It was an emotional reaction. It was immediately put
yeah.
down, but it was just that moment of just like, say, sorry, Tom, Violet has a better set. You know what, Chroma? I still love you. No, Chroma,
Trauma.
yeah, Chroma Snare is a really cool dude. He does virtual reality art. That's how we actually became internet friends, was because we're in same Discord server together. Which, bunch of stuff. Upcoming 50th show. Looking forward to indie dev art to get a branch off. Question: with in-game analytics playing such an important role for indie mobile apps, are you planning to have a guest who can offer insights on analytics-driven mobile games marketing? Thanks again.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh damn.
That
Cunha coming in strong.
Oh,
Hell
dude,
yeah.
dude, Cunha always comes in strong. There is never like Cunha's always got the good questions.
Damn, coming in straight to
You
the
know,
point.
yeah. Generally speaking, analytics are one of those things that are like way above my pay grade. Uh, yeah. How I do this? The easy answer next random is Unreal Engine,
A-
Valve Index, and Spectator Windows. That's the easy
Magic
answer.
ingredients.
Um,
Easy answer.
yeah, that's the easy answer. When you figure it out, is stupid easy. Until you figure it out, everybody thinks you're a wizard.
You know, it's funny. I feel like I've had the opposite experience, where a lot of my platforms, I feel like the most reach that I've had is on TikTok. And when I
Oh,
post, people are like, "Hey, what app do you use?" And I'm like, "Sis, it's not an app." I wish it was.
Violet, I accidentally did a dab that was actually meant for you.
Oh, they know. They
So-
know I'm sus about dabs.
Well,
but I'll do it.
okay, cool. But if it makes you feel any better, your embarrassment is worth twice as much as my embarrassment.
Okay. All right. The last time I dabbed on stream, my head fell off.
Okay, we'll be careful this time.
I'll be careful. I'll try. I don't know how this is gonna go. Everyone's like, dab, 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 dab. Okay. Let's see. I don't even know. Is this considered a dab?
That's
Or
considered a dab.
that wasn't really like the angle wasn't right.
I mean, like the angle doesn't necessarily need to be perfect. I mean, you know, I got nothing.
I live for the dab though. I really do.
I mean, it's a fun, silly thing, and it's like one of those things where people drop them. And one of my mods, Fictional Cat, loves to like throw them in throughout the episode, and I think he's kind of taken it as like a challenge to see how well I can work it into just my normal conversation. So like if we were here and you were like a game developer, oh, like what kind of game engine have you decided to use? What are some inspirations for the game that you're working on? And it's just it's kind of almost become like this, fun thing for me to try and figure out in the show.
That.
Yeah, pretty much. And Chroma says that it was a fine dab.
Is it just fine though?
From Chroma, that's high praise.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm just saying that.
Chroma, I need it straight from the source. Why was it just fine? I need some feedback. Give me some constructive feedback. I like to blame my stiffness on my rig instead of my poor dance skills.
I mean, I'll blame my poor dance skills because they're poor.
Okay, Kunia says it's cool. All right.
Word.
All right.
Cool dab.
Okay. I'll settle.
I mean, you don't have to settle. I mean, that was a good dab.
Okay, if you say so. I mean, I haven't done a dab on stream in actually months because I was so terrified that my head would fall off again.
I will never say that a guest on my show has ever done a bad dab, but let me just say that you are definitely at least in the top 5%.
Yes, that's what I want to hear.
And the difference between like the top 5% and everybody else is a very wide gap.
I hope so. I hope I'm able to stand on my own and put forth the best dab that one could put forth.
You definitely stand on the merits of your dab, not on the lack of merit of other dabs.
Thank you.
So, yeah. God, this is like just turned into just like a fun, silly conversation between two digital friends.
Yeah, just virtual things. Like I like how casual I can be like, yeah, my head almost fell off. And you're like, yeah, totally, And I'm like, yep.
I mean, I understand. Sometimes my tracking solutions get a little wonky and one of my hands will decide to start floating away. And I just kind of roll with it, because it's just, it's kind of funny when you just look down and your hand just starts flying off and you're just like, what the heck's going on? And then you look over at the camera to have like kind of like that like silly double take and you just go with it, or you sometimes you forget to charge controllers and a hand will just disappear and it's just gone forever.
Bye. Yep, I feel that I often drift a lot and I'm still trying to figure out the solution for that. I just tend to drift into oblivion sometimes. Not actually oblivion, but my butt. This happened a lot yesterday where I was streaming and by the end of the stream my butt was like tilted sideways and I was like, damn it. I gotta address this, but I guess we're not gonna address it right now. But
yeah, I've had issues where I don't know what has caused it. But I am late, but I must know how that's done. Magic. But I've had days where, for some reason, so my floor plane was off axis with the actual floor plane. So I was up straight, but like the world was like this. And I'm just like, that just makes you sick, you know? So it's just like I'm trying to like perform like to like this. I'm like, yeah, everybody, this is totally normal. And I'm just like, can I make this armrest on my chair go any higher?
Right.
But the things you do to make your show happen. So
That's very true. That's very true. I'm trying to think of something that's funny that happened. I mean, other than my head falling off, I think that was the most intense thing that's happened. Oh yeah, one time my body froze. That was pretty fun. I was just like, oh,
man, that would have
you know.
been it would have been slightly more funny if you had like frozen or defaulted back to T pose.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah. That I'm just saying, just like all of a sudden, just
Yep. Yep, just not a single word. It's funny because I get a big request and it's a large demand to play Detroit Become Human. A lot of people think it'd be funny to see an avatar playing a game that's about avatars. So I that's on my to-do list one day, but just so we can make tons of jokes like that. Um, but yeah,
you
I have
might
a lot
have
of
to then get like one of those little blue circles over there on the temple. You know.
exactly. Yeah, definitely. We'll have to make it themed. I haven't done a full playthrough of, like a story-driven game. That's something I also want to work towards. I feel like once you establish a niche on Twitch, it's kind of hard to break out of it, because people expect that one thing from your
Yep.
channel. But the beauty is we can do whatever we want. So I embrace that, and Detroit is one of those things that I'm looking to bring into the stream. And Sims. Sims would be pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the great things about the position we're in particular, where it's pretty much the limit of what we can do is our imagination.
Very true.
Because it's if I wanted to be doing this on the moon, I could be doing this on the moon or
Exactly.
anywhere else. I mean, and then of course there's also the obvious limitation of what our imagination is actually capable of building. Hence why my face is just these plain bars. But that's actually an Unreal Engine thing. It doesn't like pulling real time audio information and feeding that into stuff unless you start getting. You know what, Chroma? You leave my garage alone. No.
Oh, big.
That's for you, Chroma. No.
Damn. Oh,
Oh, we're cool.
yeah, that's true. The Hunt is talking about Little Nightmares. Yeah, we played Little Nightmares for the first time, and I'm working towards more themed streams as well, just to mix things up. Yeah, I had like a fun little makeup look where it was like tears running down my face or my mascara running
I
down
think
my
I
face.
caught part of that.
It's fun.
Like
So
I think I popped into chat and or popped into the channel and I was like, "Huh, that's neat." And I was like, "She doesn't need me to tell her it looks neat." You know.
oh,
That's
that's
your chat was there for that, Not to say that like I feel I don't belong in your chat because I don't feel that at all. But it's just you know. Fictional cat doing his normal thing of like he has also redeemed a guest dab.
let's
So,
go. Round two, round two. Okay, are you gonna go first or me?
oh, I've already popped off like a couple dabs here.
Oh, you already popped off? Oh, okay, well clearly
And
I'm the one who needs to be informed, so let me carry away. Alright, here we go. I'm trying to think of the strategy for this. I think I did it this way before, right? Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. Second, I did
Oh,
two.
with the sound too. Cheers.
Hiya! Yeah, I like to do that hiya sound whenever I'm doing something cool.
I used to do like this little like boop with it, but for some reason my microphone stopped picking it up, so I just kind of stopped doing it. And Phil, thank you for the follow. This dab's for you.
Hey, don't spill your coffee.
I set it down. Sometimes I like to do this with 2 cups of coffee.
Ooh, talented.
I know how to keep a cup of coffee level. Also, I've been trying to perfect tossing it onto that table and it just doesn't work. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it.
Oh
yeah.
no, you almost got coffee all over me.
You'll be fine. It's okay. I'm gonna let you in on a little TV secret. The cups are empty.
Oh wow, the fantasy has been spoiled. Well,
I mean, look, I just subvert expectations. That's what this show is all about. Everybody
Yeah.
comes on Twitch and they expect to see people playing games and doing stuff, and I'm all like, nah,
yeah, there we go.
I'm just talking. I'm the game.
Oh, I'm the game. Getting meta.
Yeah. Your head kind of looks like a Halo helmet. That was part of the inspiration behind it. More particularly, that was part of the inspiration in making it different from its actual inspiration. So the cool art piece I have here on the back is by this guy who you can find him on Twitter at VR_human. And he's an amazing artist. And he does a lot of virtual reality art. And that is actually a piece of the Super Mario World overworld that he did in Blocks, which is a VR sculpting tool. And he also had this other like really cool like CRT headed robot person, and I really dug it. And I started modeling this as like kind of an homage to it. And then I started trying to come up with ways to make it my own, and throw in a little bit of Halo inspiration in there was one of the ways I went about doing that. So
there we go.
the Mark V, yeah, it's all about the original Mark V armor. Like the Mark VI stuff just doesn't do it for me.
We love art though. I actually started implementing some art into my backdrop as well, so I can actually show you. There.
Nice.
Yeah. So these are some cool pieces that some awesome folks in chat made for me. So
oh god, the blobfish.
Yes, actually, wait, is it time? I think it's time.
I mean, it could be time.
I think it's time. All right, it's time. We're here. We're here. The deed has been done.
Yeah, my audience, she's outdone me. She's got hats.
Yep, I have hats. Yep, that's it. I spent years of R&D just so I can have a blobfish hat.
You know, this is the part where I get a little science-y, and I just point out that blobfishes at their appropriate depth actually are kind of nice looking.
This blobfish is cute.
I'm not saying that the blobfish isn't cute, but it doesn't look like a blob when it's down at its appropriate portion of the ocean.
The blob, this is a special blob.
Okay.
See, people are getting defensive about the blob now.
No, I can't lift my duckling because I just threw the static mesh in this show. I didn't bother to make it an actual physics object. You know.
Phil, why you gotta be like that, Phil?
Because it's a fair question.
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
To which I didn't have a particularly good answer.
Just
you know, stop embarrassing me on my show. I just like throwing those cups. No.
Yeah, that must be fun. I'll get there in my own time. That's why I rely on some filters for now that I can switch out and add a new level of, like interaction engagement that is funky, it's fresh, keeps things, on edge.
Yeah, I mean, like my like meta goal for this is to have some form of actual like Twitch integration, which don't expect it anytime soon, folks. Like figuring that out is amazingly complicated. If you don't mind and whatever. In just a sec. We'll get to that in just a moment. But yeah, so a lot of it has been just figuring out how to implement new features and stuff, and like Twitch would be another one. And then also too, because a lot of how I run the show is in virtual space and also in meat space. And I would like to be able to run all of it from virtual space because it would just make everything easier than having to fumble around without being able to see stuff to find keyboards and things. But yeah. But Thee asks if I don't mind, and I don't, if you're comfortable showcasing some of your features like the mask, selfie cam, etc.
Hell yeah. I guess we can start I don't know.
I
Let's see.
think I even
What do you
have an
want to
appropriate camera angle too. I do. So now you get the close up so you can show this
Oh,
stuff off.
close up time. Okay, all right. Oh, okay, all right, all right. I guess it's time to shine. And blobfish as well. My bad. It's about us. It's not just about me. But sure, I would love to showcase some of the fun little gadgets I have built. So I guess the fun thing that I like to do every day that everybody knows me by is my nice little light change. When I pop on stream, I usually like to, do a little dance and do a little light switch just to make it a tad bit more magical. So that's a staple on my show on Twitch. And another cool thing that we like to use is my selfie cam, which the Hunt has talked about. So let me give you a little look. I like to accompany the selfie cam switch with a little hi-ya sound. Let's go. So just like that. There we go. So this is a little bit of a closer look. You can see my little freckles and blobfish. So yeah, you can even see the awesome artwork in the back. It's a little blurred out, but I would like to build a camera that can show my art in more detail. So yeah, this is one of the cool features that I have. I also have here, let me put it back because my hand is, I need to work out more, let's just say that. The next is my mask that I like to use as a friendly reminder for. Oh, actually, I don't even have that because I forgot my toggle is my scary face. Sorry for the jump scare. But yeah, so this was a nice little surprise. I totally forgot that I assigned this key for this texture. My bad. This was for the little nightmares. So yeah, this is little nightmares look. So let me take it out. Okay, there we go, back to normal. And then the fun thing is we have some cool, funky little background changes here that I've incorporated into the stream. Some of them are funky, psychedelic. This was the Fall Guys background, and I used my casting when I submitted my cast audition to Twitch Rivals slash Fall Guys. Highly suggest playing it if y'all haven't played. So
Oh,
yeah, we got
I've
some
played some of
cool.
the Fall Guys.
Yo, it's really fun.
Let's just say I fall quite a bit.
Yes, I fall all the time.
Now, real question here though, have you gotten a crown?
No.
It's okay. Neither have I.
Man, it's so sad. But also congrats to Tim the Tap Man for going hard, man. That
Oh,
was like a internet-wide celebration.
dude, it is so nuts how big that game was. Like the week before it came out, everybody's all talking like screaming for beta keys. I've never even heard of this game. And then I'm throwing $20 at it because I had to have it.
Yep. Without any questions asked.
Yeah, I mean, I watched one of my friends streaming it, and I was just like, I need this game.
Yes. Just
Pretty
straight
much
up,
that was just yeah, there was no like real story to that. So this one time, a friend of mine played a game. I thought it looked fun. Then I said, "Thank you, Leon Fast Guy, for being a new follower on the channel." And then I bought the game.
Yep. I mean, do you have a PlayStation?
I do. I don't have it plugged in right now. It's actually it's off camera at the moment,
Okay.
just sitting right over there.
All right, because it's for free on PlayStation.
But I don't have PS Plus.
Oh, that's a big bummer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can
because
see how that wouldn't work.
I've been transitioning over almost entirely to PC. So it's really kind of become, like nothing against PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. They're all excellent pieces of hardware. It's just, like most of the games that I want to play are also on PC, so I play on PC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I started on console and picking up Fortnite was tough. People who are in chat who've known me for a couple months, they know I was struggling when I first started playing Fortnite on keyboard and mouse because I'm used to a controller. So keybinds, just, DPI, all these sensitivities really make a difference and it was a little scuffed my first journey into Fortnite. But luckily, everybody was patient and dropped some hot tips and slowly started making my way into PC Fortnite gameplay. So I feel you
Nice.
on that. Yeah.
I played a little bit of Fortnite. I've played Apex and Modern Warfare. I haven't played PUBG. No interest
Okay.
in that one whatsoever. Uh, no, man. It's just like I appreciate that tactical shooters are out there and that things of like fairly hard to hard realism are there. They're just not for me.
Okay.
Like I really enjoy Apex because it feels really fast and visceral and fluid.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, Modern Warfare feels like Call of Duty, so that's like whatever.
Yeah.
And I appreciate Fortnite's levity, but it's just I'm not a huge fan of the battle royale genre. But Fall Guys,
They
Fall
really
Guys
changed the
gets me.
game. They really changed the game, Fall Guys. They get it. They get it. They
That
really
said,
do.
though, I'm a big Destiny fan, so if like they figured out how to make like a Destiny battle royale, I'd play it.
Mm, okay.
I've worked
I
out in my
haven't
head how
played
it would work.
I have not played that game, but it looks delicious.
If you like Bungie shooters, you're likely to enjoy Destiny.
Okay. It's been a while. The last Bungie game I played was Halo. I don't even remember which one it was. But that's my only experience with Bungie.
Well, then you have played the appropriate game to prepare you.
Yes.
Um, yeah, no, those games are good. Like, God, I do love the Halo games.
Yeah, they're very nostalgic for sure. And just the like what is it? The intro song with the
Mm-hmm.
choir. Oh my god, it's just iconic. You can't help but just start.
Back in 2008, I went to see Video Games Live in Chicago, and they
Oh,
had like the full orchestra and choir, and they did a lot. They did about 10 minutes of Halo music, and it's
wow. You must have
it's
sounded like God.
it's very moving in person.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm also a pretty hardcore nerd, so
Love that. Love
yeah.
that. I think we all have a piece within us that's very nerdy. And anything Nintendo for me is on point. I can talk about it all day, every day.
Dude, I still go back and watch the big story trailer for Breath of the Wild from when they did like the whole Switch event and everything.
Yeah.
And I have it saved the Japanese version because the Japanese version is just better. Um,
Mhm.
and man, it still like gives me chills as it gets towards the end of it. Like, the Zelda theme starts coming in and everything. It's so good.
My heart.
Pretty
I actually
much.
did see an orchestra version of Legend of Zelda. It was like a melody. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Goddess of the Symphony.
Hmm.
Uh, it same thing. It was so touching. I walked away and I was like crying. My life to experience the power of sound. That this series has embedded so much feeling and nostalgia in me. It was just really awesome to hear that in person. So
I
pretty
fully
cool.
understand. And Gamer Girl Sage, thank you for the follow and thanks for joining us here
Hey
on the
girl.
show. It's super cool to have you here. Like everybody who's come over from Violet's channel, thanks for checking out the show.
Hell yeah.
I understand sometimes that I can sound like I have a really flat affect and like I don't actually mean what I'm saying. That's because I spent too much time with English people as a child. What? They're really dry and sarcastic over there, and it just it gets just smashed into your foundation when you spend too much time with them when you're young. Uh, but like I super mean it. Like it's awesome. Thank you guys for coming out here. This is basically exactly what I do, 4 to 6 days a week. So, yeah.
And it's been awesome so far. I had so many butterflies in my tummy before coming through because this is the very first time that I've had this experience before. So I was like, oh my
No, don't worry
god.
about it. Like the way I look at it from my perspective is that my job is to make you the guest comfortable. because a comfortable guest is going to make for a better show, a better interview, all that stuff. And so I do my best, because before we started the show, we were talking backstage, and it's like I take that opportunity to get a feel for what kind of humor is going to work best with you, what you're going to respond best to, what your energy is like. And, if I do my job well, yeah, everybody's just kind of simpatico and it works.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's working. I'm having a good time talking about game tech, like having a good time hanging out with some friends from my channel and new friends from your channel, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, and hopefully they become friends of mine over here on my channel, as hopefully some of my channel folk become friends over on yours.
Hells yeah. I spend a lot of, I would say, like, I like to, when it comes to like hosting and just like Twitch, what it's like to be a streamer. I don't know what your approach is with streaming. I mean, I'm fairly new, but I love supporting other streamers who are interested in the same work. So like VTubers, and there's a handful of people that I've been honored to meet that do similar work that I am incredibly inspired by. So I would be happy, yeah, to support your channel, host you. The fact that you're hosting conversations like this is really important. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I like to just make sure that cool people get to do cool things, and that people hear that I think they're cool. I don't even know where I was going with that, but that's basically it. It's just, it's the fun thing about this show is that I can just have people on who are doing cool shit, and that's precisely what I do. And the Hunt Music, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'll be back tomorrow with another show, roughly the same-ish time. But yeah, you'll get the notification. But thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, and it's just so it's like I want to sit down and talk with people who do stuff that I think is really interesting and really cool, and try and do that in a way that's entertaining to the people watching at home, or on their phones, their commute, what have you. And that's because there's just so many cool people out there doing cool stuff, and it's just like getting the opportunity to meet you, to meet other guests. It makes my life better. It makes their life better. And yeah, and I get to do it as a robot. So yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. I love robot jokes. You know what? At first, I was like, I don't even know how I feel about robot jokes. I was like, okay, you think I'm a robot? Now I just play into it. Like last time somebody asked if I was a robot, I said no, I was a dead girl and that this was a cult.
Oh.
And I convinced a lot of my viewers to be like, this is a cult. But I just play into it now. I have fun.
Like, we shouldn't laugh about that, but I'm so laughing about that.
Context is everything. I was playing Little Nightmares. Nightmares. I had my little scary mask on like this, and it was just fun. Yeah, context is everything, though. I agree. We should not laugh at that normally. But
no. It's like in jokes between friends, right?
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to say that all in jokes are harmless. Some are not. But when you have that harmless in joke that out of context makes no sense to somebody else, and then you just throw it out there and you're all like, yeah, I was like talking about the cult on my show. And everybody's like, this person runs a cult.
Yeah, that's a dream of mine. But we'll talk about that'll be for another episode.
What, running a cult? Yeah, I mean, I guess it has its moments. The money part side of it could be really fun, but I can't do that because it's way overplayed. Like white dudes running cults. It's happened way too many times.
That's true. That's why we need a robot to start one.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess that's sort of like sci-fi stuff then, right? That's like what's that robot movie? Oh my god, there's a million of them.
I was about to say what Ex Machina would be the one with Oscar Isaac and Alicia Vikander and Dom. I forget his name. No, that's not his name. But yeah, I like that guy too. I mean, that was a cool one. Then like robots for me. I will always go back to Bender
Okay.
because Futurama is just that show gets me.
Futurama.
Like,
I have not been blessed enough to. I haven't been blessed by that show yet because I haven't dived into it yet that much, but I've heard great things about it. So
Futurama is one of my top 3 cartoons of all time.
really, that's a lot. That's a high ranking right there.
Yeah, original Transformers, King of the Hill, Futurama.
Okay, got it, got it. I don't even know what mine would be. Like my TV shows. Oh God.
Well, that's just cartoons, not like straight TV shows.
Right,
Because
right.
like if I had to go with like TV shows, I mean like Breaking Bad would get in there, you know, and I don't know who Breaking Bad would muscle out, you know, I mean, but like it would have to be in there. I got like a
Yeah.
big soft spot for original Twilight Zone, you know.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good show. That's a really good show. Love it.
I'm pretty sure
Man.
we would be a Twilight Zone episode if they knew this was a possibility right now. Like this
What
would
if
be, you know, Rod Serling would be there with like his tie and he's like, imagine if you will, a world where computers provide our entertainment. You know, like that we would be that thing and there'd just be the people watching it like, oh, don't you remember when humans were on the television and not these computers? You know, and like the weird thing would be like the big reveal would be that we really were people and they were the robots.
Yeah, like what if this is an episode of Twilight Zone?
God, there would be. This is like the longest, weirdest episode of the Twilight Zone that I'm going through right now. I'm like, shit, isn't this just supposed to be like 30 minutes long?
It's a
Black Mirror
special
is kind of trying that,
episode.
dude. I haven't actually sat down to watch Black Mirror. Like,
Oh,
there's so many shows to try and watch now. It's like impossible.
yeah. Oh, Front Row Joe says Black Mirror is kind of trying that. You'd love it. Yeah, it's like Black Mirror. I love what is it like the groundwork or the stage that Black Mirror sets. I love. Sometimes it can carry itself into kind of a cliche, but I think that's what they're going for at the same time. But some of them hit this chord where you're like, whoa, I did not see it going that way.
Yeah.
But I'm into it. I'm into it.
Yeah, I can definitely get down with that. Yeah, like that's the thing that like I really miss is like that anthology show, you know, stuff like the Twilight Zone, you know, Black Mirror. Thankfully, there's the new Twilight Zone that Jordan Peele is doing with CBS, which I hear very good things about. But like, I don't need another subscription service. Uh,
Oh.
Because
Yeah,
it's on
there's a lot.
CBS All Access, and it's like, dude, I already have Netflix and Hulu and HBO. Do I really need CBS? Like, technically, shouldn't that be free because they're a network?
Yeah,
But
I no idea. I don't even have cable anymore at this point. Like it's just all streaming.
yeah, well, I mean, because it's cheaper to like get, you know, a $40-$50 internet service per month and then just like stack up on streaming services, and then you're still saving 20-30 bucks on a
Right.
cable plus internet service.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's why you come to my show to hear that hard
Yeah.
hitting truth. You
Go hang
know?
out with this guy. He's cool.
Yeah, I just sit here and I talk about that truth. Just get that internet plan and some Hulu. You know, yeah.
Ad hashtag sponsored.
Yeah, God, man, you know, I wish, but not necessarily
I
by Hulu, but like it would
yeah.
be pretty cool to have, you know, some other spot. Like the one in particular that I would love would be like Rococo, because
Mm,
they do like those motion capture suits. And like I talked with one of the people, I got like a demo of it, and if I had more space to run this show, like yeah, man, I'd be all over that. But like it's pretty amazing what they're able to do for $2,500 when like the next step up is 20 grand. Like
yeah, that's
yeah, need to get Amazon Prime. It'll help me as a Twitch streamer and viewer. Yeah, Amazon Prime is dope. Um,
yeah. And, shout out.
I really do, because like I know that they have like the whole partner watch thing, and as affiliates, nice. Don't get me wrong, and I'm like super happy to be an affiliate. Um, but like, man, I really want to hit partner because like I think it would be super meta for me to do a watch party of Jack Ryan, because like
Right.
I really kind of want to do that. So if anybody from Twitch or Amazon is watching right now, yo, Tom Clancy here. Let's work out some meta Tom Clancy watching Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan.
Tom Clancy on Tom Clancy.
Like, let's do this. You know,
I love it. You'll get there one day. You'll get there. Partner is it's a journey.
dude, it is like 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 it's nuts because it's you know because so many of those the big partners like the OG Twitch guys, it's just like, dang, how is anybody supposed to make like any headway when these guys are pulling like all the audience?
Yeah, it's nuts. Like this morning, I was just browsing, and there were people with over 40K views
Yeah.
per like just one streamer. I was like, oh,
And I'm like,
oh,
I'm happy when I break 10,
yeah.
I'm like, I have, like, right now, I see Streamlabs is telling me I have 15 people in here, and I'm like, oh shit, I got 15 people here. I gotta be like really on point. Like, it's
Oh,
like straighten up the tie, like, hello, welcome to the show, everybody. I am the highly professional robot McStream guy, you know, and but like it's I remember watching partners and people who pull like 50, 60 and be like, oh, that's so many people, and then like Kriparian pulls like 10, 20,000 just to play Hearthstone. Like, yeah, I mean, he's like the biggest person I haven't even popped into a stream for years, but like like it's just nuts to me, man. And it's just to watch some dude like fictional cards.
I mean, it's about um community, and that's what I found really interesting is that on my channel, like people pop by and they see me and they're like, how do you not have thousands of viewers? And I'm like, bro, it's not about, I mean, the quantity, it's the quality. And like the people who are with me now really make it feel special. And we have time to grow, my streams. So I don't know. I'm really flattered when I get those compliments. But yeah, I feel you. It's pretty crazy to be like in a smaller community, and then see those big numbers or wanting to reach partner and being like, oh, 75 people. That's incredible.
Yeah, because I mean the two other requirements for hitting partner are stupid easy.
Mhm.
Stream 15 days in a month, done. Stream
Right.
like 20 hours. Oh yeah, pff, whatever.
Got that.
75 average viewers, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it just seems like a pretty big gap between affiliate and partner. But
Yeah, and I mean, I've gone just this year from an average of like one viewer per stream to averaging like getting towards 10. And I mean, like,
that's great.
yeah, I'm like so proud of that. I'm like, oh my god, so many people
Yeah.
show up to my show. And at the same time, like, I love my community, especially fictional cat. Well, he's my mod supreme. So, like,
Aw.
yeah, dude's on point. Like he was showing up to my show a lot, and then like I was like, dude, you're here every day. You're a mod. And yeah, so he's like my mod supreme. And then there's also
Aw.
my friend Brian is another one of the mods, and I don't remember what like fancy name I gave for him, but he's also he might be making an appearance on my new set.
Ooh, spicy, spicy. I like it. Cool.
Um, that said, fictional cat, get me that cactus. We'll get you on the set too.
That's
Um, yeah, well, it's just, like when I have some fun and share some love with these guys, because especially, the situations we're in as virtual people, it's not always the easiest to interact directly with the stream at all times, and especially like I mean, like, look, this monitor works, but I was lying when I said the laptop works. This keyboard is jank. So, um,
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like so it's as a streamer, I'm sure you're fully aware of just mods are like one of the best life jackets and life preservers you can have.
Amen. Yes, I love my Madi Toddies. They come through clutch. They protect me from cringy cringy toxic people who come through. Because people like to come through and say some inappropriate things. Just that happens everywhere.
Yeah,
But I guess because I have this I represent myself through an avatar, people come through and they say some like really inappropriate things because I guess they feel a little bit more distance between. But I am a virtual person, but I am very much human too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the first couple times I popped into your chat. That was one of the things I noticed, and like your mods were on point about it, and I was just like, ignore, just talk to Violet, you know. But yeah, that's like, I'm trying to word this statement in a way that doesn't sound douchey.
No, do it. Go for
Yeah,
it.
because it's like, dude, it's shitty the way, especially guys treat women on the internet. It's especially shitty how they do it when you present through an avatar. And I mean, even if you didn't, they would still treat you. And it's like, I don't care. It's my show. I can swear. It's fucking idiotic. Like, real talk. Me, to all the dudes out there. And look, I know that a handful, or I'm pretty sure that everybody who's here chilling in chat right now is a pretty decent human being. And this is not directed at you, and you already know this. But yo, men, we have to be better. Like, not just a little bit better, and we have to stop saying bullshit like not all men. Like, we need to actually confront people who are being dicks to other people, regardless of whether or not it's women, children, bullies, racists, bigots, all that stuff. We need to stand up, and like, if we want to call ourselves men, we have to do something about it. It's that simple. So that was my soapbox moment. But Earl's right. Dudes are the worst, you know. Like it's like it's something that we can also like kind of throw in with like Americans too. It's like 60 years ago being in America, well, maybe not necessarily 60 years ago, but like 50 to 70 years ago, being an American was like something to really be proud of. Like, we'd help save the world, we put people on the moon, we were doing all these scientific discoveries. And now it's like, I'm still proud to be American because we have done such great things, but like, dude, we need to get our shit together and start doing some like start solving 21st century problems.
Yeah. I agree with you. I feel like having joined the Twitch community, it's been a scuffed time to join Twitch right now. I mean, in general, the world is scuffed, but right when I joined, there was a lot of really important issues taking place. Like the Twitch blackout was going on maybe around like a month or two into streaming, in which I use my platform to be as vocal as I want to be, and I stand up for what I want to talk about and what I want to raise awareness on. So everyone in my community knows that I like to come forth and talk about issues that matter, like wearing your mask, like not being a douche, respecting your fellow creators, and not holding space for predators. All these things, which it's very heavy, but we do need to talk about them and use whatever space we have to confront it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Violet, I think we just became internet friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I end every stream saying, drink some water, have some vitamins, wear your mask, and be kind to other people.
Yeah, there we go. That's my ground rule too.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
The Holy Trinity.
yeah, because it can be real easy to be a jerk to somebody, and I'm saying that as somebody who has been a jerk to a great many people, but we also still need to remember too. It's like everybody else is living their own lives. The moment, like Violet and I have been talking now for probably almost 2 hours, and if she had said something that offended me, you haven't, just using it as an example because you're right here. I need to remember too that like before we started our conversation, she had a whole day that I'm not aware of. you know? And it's just like, we all do our best not to bring our baggage and stuff into other things, but, you know, we got to remember too that other people are leading lives just like us. And some of them are having really shitty days, and some of them are having great days. And we just got to, you know, give people that little bit of a grace period. Now that said, though, that doesn't mean you have to tolerate bullshit behavior from people, because like there is an extent to like people do need to be adults and actually act like it. But you know, yeah. The Hunt
Yeah.
Music says you throw in some life lessons and self reassurance now and then.
Oh,
So
the hunt. That's so sweet. The hunt is incredible. I love having the hunt on my channel. But yeah, I do my best. Like I tell everybody every day when I come online, I do my best to put my best foot forward. And I do want the best for everybody who comes through. And I welcome just about every person who comes through my channel, because I want them to know that they are recognized, they're seen, and they're welcomed here. Of course, if they're respectful. Um, because we need to establish ground rules as well, like you were saying. We can't let people come through and like step on us, because what's that about? But yeah, I think I take my role as a creator very responsibly. Like I take it seriously, and I just want to, you know, make someone smile, but also teach them a thing or two, right?
yeah, well, I mean, that's the fun thing about art, is that art is a reflection of the people that make it. And like an excellent actual literal example of this is Monet and his expressionist paintings. The dude had cataracts and he was painting the world quite literally how he saw it. And I mean, yeah, they turned into excellent paint. I'm a huge Monet fan, so like any opportunity I have to name drop Monet in the show, like bam, it's there. But like but art literally speaks for the people who create it. And it's like you have this very cheery show, even with devil horns going on, and in it. That shows to the person who I've spent the last couple hours talking with. I'm a silly person who occasionally takes themselves way too seriously, so of course I have to be a robot. Yeah. And again, like, dude, and it's just, there's already so much negative bullshit out there. So it's like, why add to it? Like, I mean, there's a difference between raising a topic and saying that we need to be aware of it and do better. But like, which needs to happen very clearly. And I do all the time because I don't care. Like, I care about the problem, but I don't care if it costs me viewers because it needs to be said.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like there's a difference between like complaining about a problem and griping about a problem. And it's like when you're griping about it, you're not doing anything. But when you're complaining, you're also then kind of giving a course of action to try and help ameliorate things, or at least confront the problem. So
yeah
that's the
I
way
don't
I
know,
look
like,
at it.
yeah, we could talk about this forever, but I don't know, I was really fascinated by that when I first joined Twitch, and I saw like Twitch collapsing but also building itself back up again.
Yeah.
And me being a baby streamer, I was like on the ground level looking up like, oh oh my,
Yeah.
but what is it there, I forget the exact saying of it, but what is it, like I research a lot about how to grow as a streamer, because not only do I work on the technical components but also like the social components, right? Like broadcasting and just how to be a good streamer. And it's not about waiting and like waiting for your platform to grow magically. You have to act like the person you want to be, or you just have to be the person you want to be. You can't sit back and wait for that to magically happen.
Yeah, you have to treat every stream like you have that 10,000 person audience, even if it's only 2 people.
Right.
And if it is only a handful of people, like, man, you make those people feel like fucking royalty.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, I mean, like, is there, like, going over just this real quick list I have here, just, for all the new followers today, like, Gamer Girl Sage, Leon Fast Guy 69, I don't want to say all of Phil's name, Exomaz, Next Random, The Hunt Music, those are all the ones that I can see in my little window here. But, like, dude, thank you all so much. Like, the support means a lot. And then, of course, my usual audience, like, dude, you guys know how I feel about you. And Chroma, I give you a lot of crap. That's true. But that's just because that's the relationship we've built, or at least that's the relationship I feel that we've built. So yeah, I mean, like, dude, like you guys, the audience are, you know, are the reason why we're here. You know, like, cause we'd be here doing our shows and playing these games either way. But like when we have those people there to like, the reason why we keep doing it. So
Exactly. I mean, I just think Twitch is the perfect platform to engage and connect with people who have similar interests. But for me, it's kind of like a moment to come back to full circle with my roots in gaming and showcase my tech work here and just share, like share things that we're interested in and like the magic of Discord, like after ending a stream, having people submit recommendations for things that they're interested in that they think I would be interested in. So I think it's pretty magical to have a community and grow along with it. So
yeah.
pretty cool.
Gamer Girl Sage, I want to be a robot. Well, you too can be a robot.
Here, read this guide. No.
Yeah, I mean, like that's pretty much all I got. I mean, VR chat has plenty of robots there. Like, I'm still trying to figure out like some art situation stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, like this is staying. This is perfect. But like everything below this, like I'm working on it. But like it's like as you're moving forward, especially with a bunch of like being a very technically heavy streamer, you got to triage things that you want to add to the show.
Yes, I do. I do. Having legs is one of them. No. I'm kidding. I do,
look,
but...
it's at least for me personally, legs are on the list.
Yes.
So, but one of the things that hold me up and like on that is I don't know what kind of shoes I want to wear.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
like,
they're
I want to make sure that like my personal style comes across, but like at the same time I also don't want to get sued for making something that looks too much like Chucks or Vans.
Oh. Well, I feel you. Meanwhile, I'm rocking like an emoji shirt.
Yeah, well, I mean,
no, I'm kidding. Please don't.
It's an emoji. They can't, that's like, yeah, whatever. You should be fine. I mean, that said, though, like, we are both using Epic platforms right now, so they might look a little bit more.
A little sus.
Yeah.
I can't believe what's going on. I'm so bummed about it.
Yeah, dude. Like, I appreciate that somebody is finally taking Apple to task over the way they're handling the App Store and their walled garden. I wish it didn't take a multi-billion-dollar company to do it.
Yeah, and Microsoft is in it now too.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that Apple at their $2 trillion worth is still just like, just let this go.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it pans out. I know a lot of mobile players are suffering right now, so I feel for you guys because I do play with a lot of mobile players, and I know some streamers as well. So it's really messed up.
Yeah. Well, the big news that I can't remember if it was yesterday or this morning that hit, a judge put an injunction in on Apple. So while they can't get Fortnite back on the App Store, they can stop Apple from discontinuing support for other Unreal apps and Unreal Engine on iOS. So that's like, that's the part of the story that like really burns me, is because like there are so many apps out there that are built using Unreal Engine because it does have so many uses beyond just making games. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, dude, why are they being forced to pay for this? So and hello, Dead Knight 09668. So yeah, but I mean, like, that just got like, dude, we've now entered the serious part of the show.
We've made the crossover.
Well, like one of the last real big questions, because we've really done a good job of just kind of naturally falling on everything I wanted to talk about on the show. But the last big question I had,
Mhm.
is, do you think that this virtual performer kind of thing that we're both doing is, do you think that's going to be like a future in online entertainment that's going to, is going to take off, or if is it just, do you think this has legs, so to speak?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, it's funny because one of the first YouTube videos that I've made was a Q&A to address what I am, because that's usually the first thing people ask, rightfully so, and I don't have a problem with that. I encourage it. Um, but usually the first thing people compare me to is little Michaela, um, which she before she I think she started entering more real time work based on her TikTok content, but back in the day she was more of like a, what is it called, like a photo friendly CGI composite. That's what it will look to be. Um, but she's been in the space for a while now, and it took her a couple years to grow. But VTubers, on the other hand, have been around for a while. So I think we can learn a lesson or two from the VTubers, because they got it going on, and I love them. I think they're doing really cool work, and yeah, I think we're looking towards a future that's going to incorporate a lot more avatars. I think we already express ourselves in a way that is very curated, and people have questions about that, about why I choose to represent myself in this virtual form. But I think everybody has, they're already doing that, in their own way, whether it's through an avatar or not. We all have a way
The
that we choose to
Twitter
portray
and
ourselves.
Instagram profiles and
Right.
things like that. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, hell, with the exception of my Instagram, all of my social media profiles use this head as my picture because, well, for one, I look damn good in this head. For two, it's just, like over the past few months, like not to say that this is exclusively who I am, but it is definitely an extension of myself,
There
an
you go.
expression of it. And it's just like, hell, man, I'm trying to figure out an easy way, if conventions ever become a thing, to like just wear like a silly like corridor digital like mocap hat that I can use to key information, like feed a vlog through Unreal Engine, just to slap this on my actual meat space head for
Yeah.
if and when we can ever go back to conventions. So, and Dead Knight Pistol Whip is my favorite VR game.
Hey,
Dude, that just got an update today.
let's go.
I gotta download it.
Hey, sounds like someone has a fun evening ahead of them.
Probably, but I also still have to do my Beat Saber workout too.
Okay, yeah, I clearly need to work out because I can barely hold my selfie cam up. So
Yeah, I can understand that entirely. I was vlogging weekly last year with like the full like DSLR and like the bendy tripod and stuff. And I was doing that pretty solid for like a month and a half, 2 months. And like one night I was just vlogging and I tweeted Casey Neistat because he is like the
oh
kingpin
yeah,
of vlogging. And I was
oh yeah.
like, dude, I have so much more respect for you, like holding up that tripod and the camera. And then, like, if you have to do, like, it was at night, so I had to put, I had another mini bendy tripod holding a light on it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like, dude, so much respect for what you guys do in this space. And he liked it. And I, like, freaked out.
Casey liked it.
Yeah. I, oh,
Fangirling. That's
dude,
so cool.
I woke up the next morning. I saw that. I screen capped it. I sent it to a friend of mine who's also a huge fan of Casey, and he was just like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "I know, I know."
Winning, winning.
It's just, it was like, "Senpai noticed me," or whatever. I think that's the appropriate one. I don't know. I missed out on like the mid 2000s through now anime memes, but
Oh my god.
yeah, it was just
Yep,
this glorious moment, and it's just like, yeah.
that's awesome. That's
So
really cool.
yeah,
Hells
freaked
to the
out.
yeah.
It was kind of like yeah, I freaked out more with that than I did when my favorite author followed me on Twitter.
No way.
Yeah,
Really?
no.
Between Casey and who's your favorite author?
My favorite author is James S.A. Corey. It's actually two people who write under that pseudonym, and only one of them followed me. But they write the series The Expanse, which is now a show on Amazon Prime. If you're into like hard sci-fi with like some cool shit, definitely watch it. And like it's 8 books deep. The final book is going to come out sometime, and like it is just like my favorite series of books right now. And I think it's Ty Frank is the one of the two that followed me, and I just like I lost it.
He died.
You know, and I'm just like he was all like, "Whoa, you do a show?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is the place where I do the show." And I would die if anyone working on The Expanse were to ever to agree to come on, because like I'd basically just sit here the whole time and be like, "Okay, what were you thinking when you had the character do this?" Because that was like my favorite part of the book. And why did you kill that one character? They were the best. So
yeah, I've had a couple fangirl moments in my life on stream and off stream, like having the opportunity to talk to Epic. That was crazy.
I dislike you. I'm kidding. Earl, I'm also mad at you right now. He had Earl is an actor as well. I forget the name of the character from Tomb Raider, but he was one of the Lara Croft's support guys in the most recent Tomb Raider games. And like, dude, Earl is great. I haven't played the most recent Tomb Raider games, so that's why I fail at that. But he had Francois Chow on his show last night, who played Jonah, who played Jules Pierre Mao, who's one of the main villains in The Expanse. And Earl, you had Jules Pierre Mao on your show, and you didn't invite me. I thought we were friends.
Ouch.
But this is what I get for not remembering Jonah. So, but yeah, no, Earl was on the show, like month and a half ago. Great guest. You should follow him on Twitch as well. He does like streams throughout the week, but Friday night he does like a big Jackbox event night, and that's just really fun. I just suck at playing Jackbox games with his friends.
How do you? Is that possible? I guess it's like being bad at Fall Guys. No.
Well, I mean, like you can be bad at Fall Guys, like for sure, but like we were playing, what was it, like New Verse City or whatever, the one where you're the rapping robots. Nobody likes my raps.
Oh,
you know.
Like, can you try to throw a rap right now?
No. No. Not at all.
You gotta go with the pro.
Look, I am I'm a traditional theater person. That's what pretty much all of my education is in. So you ask me to perform and improvise, all over it. You ask me to start singing and like rhyming, nah, get out of here. I don't do rhyming.
That's so fun. I feel like most of my stream is that sometimes, which is funny because like I'm the worst probably improviser I've met. When someone tells me to do something, I can't do it. Like the same way where I'm like, you want to throw a rap? I'd probably be like, I'll try, but then I would fail pretty bad.
Do you just then like throw back like a wrapped present?
I just, if I had one to throw, I would. Maybe I should make one. That's pretty clever. But it's because I was afraid of DMCA strikes for a long time, and I just ended up rapping.
Yeah.
So, tough. It's tough.
Yeah, DMCA, one of those things that's like a lovely idea in theory, but a horrible idea in practice.
Yeah, it's pretty frightful. I also jumped on Twitch around the time where DMCA strikes were like brutal. Like streamers were getting cut from VODs years ago, and it was tragic. You're like, oh my god.
I looked back and I was like, please tell me you didn't delete the only VOD that I have, or the only clip that I have that I want to keep around, and they didn't, so I was really happy. It was from way back in the day when DayZ was still a mod for Arma, and I was playing with a friend of mine, and I ended up jumping off of the top of a like 30-meter tall building, and I just am laughing the whole way down. It was
Oh,
excellent. It was just, yeah, it was
that,
hilarious. It was so
that sounds
fun.
like a situation.
Yeah, and it was just one of those things where you're just like, oh man, that sucked, but you just gotta laugh about it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Wait, I have a question for you. How do you feel about this? What if I turn the tables around a little bit?
Okay.
You're like, okay.
Dude, I've never like I don't know, like I wish I
Yeah.
had like a button to like switch the scene really fast. So you'd be over here in the chair and I'd be on the couch.
Dude, that'd be awesome. No, I just wonder because I've never had the opportunity to talk with another virtual person like this. So I'm wondering because my representation is purely virtual. Meanwhile, you're like a hybrid. You're like hybrid robot, hybrid human.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, I mean like I've had an online presence with like Twitter and to some very teeny extent YouTube for the last 11 years. So it's
wow.
like, so this is kind of just that next evolution of that, where, it was like prior to all of that, it was me in like meat space. And then this was just, hey, here's this new tool I can use. Let's see what I can do with it.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm curious about it. Having, I guess, the fluidity to bounce between. I mean, for the show, you only represent yourself as Tom Clancy the robot. Yeah.
Hmm. Pretty
Okay.
much, yeah. But I mean, like, there is a delineation of character because for the show, like, I kind of turn myself up to 11. I'm more animated. I generally am a bit louder. But when I'm myself normally, like, I'm still very much me, but I'm a little bit reserved is the wrong word. But I'm turned down a bit.
Hmm.
Like it takes more in normal life to get me to the point where I am for a show. And then too, especially like just with driving the show in general, like I also have to be more physically animated because I'm doing a lot of my performance through, a VR headset and with controllers. So I have to I took a lesson I learned from the original Planet of the Apes movie, which is uh, all the actors who were wearing the original ape makeup, um, they couldn't just act like they normally do because their normal emotions and everything and the way that they carried themselves wasn't showing through the makeup. So they really had to just play everything up and like just over exaggerate their facial expressions so it would so you could tell. And so
Right.
that's kind of like, so normally if I were, talking with you and I just would give like a really slight head nod, you would pick up on it. People watching would pick up on it. But to get that same effect here, I have to like throw a bit more at it. Uh, and that's kind of a fun thing. Do I play Fortnite in VR? No, I also don't play Fortnite. Uh, um, yeah, and hi, Dark Mist. Thanks for coming to the show. Um,
That's my girl. What's up, Miss?
nice. Yeah, so it's just, and like the funny thing is for me too, it's just a lot of my life has been uh like uh being kind of thrust into situations that most people probably shouldn't be.
Hmm.
And
Care to explain?
well, I mean, like the name isn't a meme. Like my father was the late author Thom Clancy. So, a lot of my growing up time period has been being, effectively in his shadow or at least in his like entourage and stuff. And so it's like I've developed already just kind of having like this multiple layers of character just as part of my persona that it's just like this is like throwing on an additional layer for me. It's just like, oh, okay, cool. Different hat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
just kind of.
I just wanted to poke your brain about that because there's definitely some adjustments I've had to make as a virtual person, a real human playing a virtual person, expression wise, body language wise. That it's funny because in my movements inform one another. So like when I'm not streaming, I catch myself limiting my everyday expressions. Let's say like that doesn't translate through my face cap. So it's just a really weird spot to be in, living in between worlds. And I just wanted to hear a little bit
Yeah.
about what you thought.
Yeah, it's interesting. Again, it's I try and pepper my character very liberally with myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like you know, I don't mean to sound like narcissistic or anything, but I kind of think I'm interesting, you know. But I think I'm more interesting when I'm dressed up as a robot, you
That
know.
sounds pretty cool. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. Real quick in chat though, Chroma, I would like to say yes, it is a piece by VR Human, and yes, he does know it's here. I have his express permission to use it. I damn well made sure I had that before I put it up on my wall because it's, dude, if you're gonna like use people's art, like make sure you have permission and give artists credit. Um, because like and then Dark Skull Knight, thank you for finding my voice soothing. And Dead Knight, I'm not trying to bully you. I don't know you very well, so I'm not gonna like go and say that like we're like friends yet because we haven't had the opportunity to like get to know each other yet. But I'm super happy you're here, and I look forward to getting to know you more in chat and in future shows. So, but know that like if you felt bullied, I am legitimately sorry. That is not my intent at all. But intent doesn't matter because effect is what matters.
There you
So,
go.
I'm sorry. Know that I'm just a heavily sarcastic person, and that's just yeah. I just kind of default to it. I actually, because like my day job is I work at Starbucks, and I had a person leave me a 1-star Yelp review. Because I'm a heavily sarcastic person.
Oh my.
Oh man, it was hilarious. My manager was all like, "Hey, do you remember this interaction?" And I was just like, read the Yelp review. And I was like, "No." She's like, "This doesn't stand out to you?" And I'm like, "No, this is how I talk to everybody."
Oh my god. That reminds me. I need to make a video about like what my DMs look like
Oh
because
God.
they are that's a horror show. It's funny because it's like I love my Discord because that's the place where I can it's like my second home, right? Like Twitch is my home base and then Discord's like the after party, you know?
Yeah.
But when it comes to Instagram and Twitter, I feel like mostly Instagram or TikTok. I think TikTok is the most brutal of them all. I would have to say.
Dude,
But maybe I'll make a video on that.
I haven't even looked at TikTok. You know,
Yeah.
it's I think that the videos people are coming up with on there super cool,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't think I really fall into a good TikTok kind of, thing. Um, Dusk Skull Knight, thank you for the follow. And Dead Knight, dude, I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Uh,
Hey.
like that's just awesome. And Victor, good to see you, my man. Victor is, if you know the Unreal stream, that is good old Victor Lerp from Epic over there. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
What's up? What's
Sorry,
up?
headphone people. I feel you. That was very loud. Uh, yeah, Victor's great. He pops in here every now and then. How he knows that I'm streaming is when he sees I'm playing OVR Drop. Because I don't use that program for anything else. Oh, no, shoot. Now the illusion is shattered. People might not think this is actually a laptop that works.
Oh no.
Dang it.
The mystery sauce. Coming out.
Timmy, I need this 4.26 clouds so dang bad. Yeah, the 4.26 clouds look really good. But switching, because I was running 4.23 and then I switched over to 4.25 and I didn't realize that they'd made some big changes in 4.24 and my show broke.
Oh
And so I
no.
kind of had to rebuild some of it. And then Victor
I
got on my case because I didn't have a cloud backup. I have a cloud backup now. And I have version control. It's all taken care of. You should see what I have coming on Monday. Wink.
Ooh, wink, wink.
Yeah, man, I keep meaning when I want to put like a little radio menu on my hands. That way I can like cue up little, just like real quick facial expressions. I think that's how I'm going to handle the face moving forward. But, oh no, I shouldn't have told people this show is live. Just pretend you didn't hear that. Forget all about it.
Yeah. Pish posh. The people didn't hear anything. We're fine.
Exactly.
We're fine. Damn,
Man.
but your show broke?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like the end of the world because I did have an older version of it that was not as feature complete as the one that like broke. So I just rebuilt from there. And I mean, doing it a second time only took roughly an evening to put it all back together. So it was like, I had to rebuild the little box I have with all of your info on it. I had to, I don't even remember all the stuff I had to do, but it took an evening. It wasn't the end of the world.
Okay. I'm moving towards 425, so we'll see.
Yeah, I will be moving into 425 next week. So yeah, that's what I was doing some work in there this morning before we got started. Like if I can get this all working in time, like it's going to be a big change and I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, we welcome change into our lives.
And for you, Dusk Skull Knight, boop.
Boop.
Yep.
I love sound
Yeah, that's kind of become, that was an accident one from a couple months ago and it just kind of stuck, Like I don't make like normal noises like normal people. Like if something happens that's like frightening to me, I don't like scream or start. I just go like woo.
Yeah, I make so many sound effects on my stream. I'm surprised I haven't built like a soundboard yet.
I have one, but I need to tweak it.
Okay.
Like it's here. Well, actually, it's out there right now, but it like it works and stuff, but it needs some work.
A little tweaky.
Mm-hmm.
A little tweaky. Okay, tweaky sauce. Make it sprinkle. There you go. Yeah, I'm so excited to move on to bigger and better things once I finally upgrade to 425. But one day at a time. Once we get past the crashing, I'll be able to move forward and eventually be able to get up out of this little magical chair. So, hey.
Nice. Although your chair does look comfortable though.
It's very comfortable. Let me tell you, I cannot stop doing this. I can't stop swiveling. It's way too fun.
Yeah. And who was it there in chat? Gamer Girl Sage. Arms are coming when they're ready.
Arms are coming when they're ready?
Yeah, for me.
Oh, I was like, I thought I have arms.
Could I implement them today? Could I have had them? Yes. Why don't I? Because basic implementation of just doing like just a really simple IK rig, inverse kinematics, the elbows don't act in a way that they should, and it really throws me off. Because we all have an idea of like where all of our parts are. And like if I was sitting here and like my elbow in real space is here, but like the game is translating it as like being up here, and you look over and it's like you're like no, my elbow's not there. It really can mess with your brain.
Absolutely. I deal with that all the time. You have no idea. All the time.
I do have an idea. No. So, but I have some solutions in the works, which will probably, once I make the switch over to 425, that's when I'll start working on getting those implemented.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I can't wait to upgrade hair as well. Hopefully I can get more cloth, in there so I don't have to wear skin tight shirts all the time.
I'm super happy that I don't have to worry about hair.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I wonder what if maybe I feel like you'd look good in a top hat, right? Have you thought about
I'm more of a newsboy. That's more my hat style.
that? Okay.
I know my hats.
Yeah. I constantly wish I had a fedora. I know that's cursed, but I think it's
Well,
funny.
the funny thing is the fedora's fine. Everybody just is misidentifying the hat that isn't fine, and that's a trilby. So trilby, you know, that one that like all the milady like basement dwellers like love to wear. It's got a thinner brim than a fedora, which
Oh,
is, you know, fedoras have like the wider brim, not quite as wide as like say Indiana Jones's hat, who's kind of borders between fedora and Panama, but you know, it's yeah. So the trilby's the one that's been ruined, and that's fine because the trilby was horrible to begin with.
No,
So,
everybody, welcome to that Tom Clancy show where we talk about fedoras.
dude, I want a bowler so bad though. Like, you know, because like I love hats, and like bowlers are just like a lovely hat, and yeah, that'd look pretty good on me, I think. You know, like get a little bowler and just be like hello. So, and yes, this is Duckus. Duckus
Duckus.
isn't a physics object yet. 425 he will be. So,
Yay.
and Dead Knight, thank you so much for joining us in the show. Have a great rest of your day.
Friend, thank you for hanging out today. Yay.
Dude, this is like the longest this show has ever gone.
That's what happens when you get two virtual people together. And
I know.
we
I
got a lot
know.
to talk about.
Well, it's also too, we've got it feels like we have a good rapport, which also helps.
Yes.
Yes. And Timmy wants a grilled cheese sandwich so bad right now. Well, Timmy, when you figure out that grilled cheese sandwich, why don't you like mail me one too, please?
Oh,
thank you.
Man. Put tons of preservatives in it so that it'll last during shipping in that super August sun. Ew.
Yeah. Nope. I'm not going to make the joke I was going to make because that takes us back to the sad place, and I don't want to go back to the sad place just yet.
No sad place.
No more sad place. We're in fun place.
Yes.
Yeah, my big thing right now for figuring out where to take the show is because my particular setup is not as conducive to doing like gaming streams. I'm, you know, like probably some off the record talk, you know, without people around. No offense, you guys are great, but we still have secrets we want to keep. You know, like yeah, you know, so to maybe, you know, like do a little talk on how to like do some things to help with that, because you know, you've got some solutions that I haven't looked at. So yeah, because I'd love to be able to also kind of like drive this character while also playing like, I don't know, Fall Guys.
Yeah.
She did do the Yoshi a while ago, Dark Mist.
I love Mist is a real one. She don't. By the way, just for some context, Mist is my impersonation partner. Mist is incredibly skilled at a Pikachu impersonation. I wish you could hear it, but we usually vibe off of each other in Fortnite, and I do the Yoshi voice, and she does the Pikachu voice. Good stuff.
This is why I'm glad I don't play Fortnite. No.
Okay. No, I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. I just, yeah. I mean, dude, I love the look of Fortnite so much. I just wish that I wanted to play it more. You know, it's just, yeah. It's just, but you know, that's why there's like 8,000 flavors of Battle Royale, because not everyone fits everybody's desire. So
right. I mean, we can't pretend that Fortnite is all rainbows and butterflies, because we all know I rage on that game recently. Like, it's funny because it takes a lot to send me over the edge, but Fortnite has been, I don't know, man. There's something about it. I think once you hit a certain point in a relationship with a thing, a game, you're just like, all right, now I feel like I know who you really are. I know your true colors, and I don't know what to do now. And I'm sucked in deep, so I guess we're gonna.
For a
into
moment there, I was wondering where that was going, because you were all like, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. And I'm like, wait a second, that's all Fortnite is. Like, it is exactly rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally rainbows and unicorns in there somewhere.
Yeah. And
in the
jet
bowl.
boats and,
Sharks.
Yeah,
But
sharks.
I don't want to get too into the shark.
Look, we talked about this beforehand, and I'm not going to ask that you expound on it anymore here on the show. But know that at least this virtual person feels that the shark is not a mark of shame. The shark is a sign of pride and power.
The shark, we don't like each other. We don't get along. We never have, and we're gonna respect our differences.
And hey, that's fine. That's fine. Like, sharks and I, we're cool. Like, like if you ever want to like open up that dialogue again, I will happily be your go-between.
Okay, I feel like I should definitely see a therapist about it, maybe, because I feel like it's just it's too clouded. Like every time I think about it, my mind fills up. It just starts turning, and it's like the shark. Like I have so many montages of me getting destroyed, like out of nowhere, like so many feet away from the shore, and the shark just comes out of nowhere and knocks me out, kills me, and it's tough. It's tough to be a gamer.
Yeah, it feels bad, man.
Sharks flying around. Yeah, it feels bad, man. Feels really bad. No.
If it makes you feel any better, when I was growing up, there was, of course, the Jaws video game.
Oh no.
I still to this day don't know how anybody is actually supposed to play it.
I've never played it before. What is it? You're like, where do I start?
It is a jumbled mess of, I don't even know.
Is it PlayStation? I'm looking it
No,
up right
no,
now.
This is NES. Like
this
is, yeah.
Okay.
Back in time. Yes.
Oh my god, I got 3.2 stars out of 5.
What?
According to, let me see, I'm looking it up right now on like Google. It got 3.2 out of 5 stars.
Oh, that's generous.
That's yeah. Please inform me. Tell me more.
So I mean, apparently the game had like a point, and I don't remember ever falling on this point. But like, you would be on a boat, and you would like go through an overworld, and then eventually get attacked by the shark. And then I had no idea how you were supposed to get back to the boat, because then you're in scuba shooting like tridents. And I'm like, I'm not even going to try and figure out how this applied to the movie. But, like, damn, dude, like, what am I supposed to do? And like, especially because that was at a time when games, with the exception of like Legend of Zelda, were basically just go right. Go to the right.
Just keep going. Keep swimming. In your case. Yeah.
Yeah, or keep swimming while also avoiding a shark.
Yeah, that sounds a little difficult.
Yeah. Dude,
I don't know if I'd be ready to tackle that.
Dude, I love that movie so much, though.
Jaws. Classic. A classic. We love classic movies, and we love classic games. Anything Legend of Zelda is my absolute favorite, so...
I mean, that's one of those franchises that, just has really done a great job standing the test of time.
Yes. I was about to say, it's timeless. So you took the words out of my mouth.
Well, it's also, too, I mean, it's like, everybody kind of throws Zelda 2 under the bus, because it was so different from pretty much the rest of the series. But, I mean, it's just like, there really hasn't been a bad Zelda game. There have been less good ones, but like, pretty much by and large, that's just like, that series has just done so well for itself.
Yeah, you can't tell me otherwise. I will fight you if you try to tell me it's not good.
Look out, people.
I'm very defensive.
We're virtual folk. I mean, yeah, you might not think that we can physically hurt you, but just wait until you see what we can do to your Twitter profile.
Oh! We got some serious hacking skills.
Yeah. Dude, and like for me, it's Mass Effect is my jam. Like I know that that's like a really modern franchise relative to everything, but like, dude, like those games just speak to me so
Yeah.
much. You
Yeah.
know, even the ones that people don't like. And
Yeah.
I have Jaka TV. I'm sorry if I made that horribly wrong, but thank you for the
Oh,
follow and for joining us in this on the show.
welcome, Jaka.
Finally, something original. Like, dude, I'm so happy you think so because like. I didn't know VTubers were a thing until a couple weeks ago, and then I felt like really deflated. I was like, "Wait a second, I didn't invent this."
No. It's just a different style of avatars, really, because like
Yeah.
I don't have like a breakdown, but I have like a mental kind of like tug of war being like, so what category do I belong in? But I think the fact is we don't belong in categories, we're our own thing. So um yeah, because we're both virtual, like we're virtual humanoid figures streaming, right? But that doesn't make me a VTuber.
Well, also too, I haven't delved too much into like VTuber lore, but their stuff is really cool. Don't get me wrong, but it feels like saw that breakdown. You did, Chrome, and you didn't help build me back up either. But we were hanging out in VR chat actually when that happened.
Fight, fight, fight.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, well, his avatar is taller than mine, so he's got that reach. So,
Okay.
but yeah, it's just from what I've gathered, they also don't do a lot of real time stuff, which is really, like, and, real time is where all the cool stuff happens. And so yeah, so like I look at it and it's like if I explain it to people, I say I do a real time motion capture podcast.
Which sounds cool as heck.
Yeah,
By the
until
way.
people have no idea what that is. And I say, "You remember Lord of the Rings?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Imagine if Gollum happened in real time." They're all like, "Oh, so you have like a weird voice?" And I'm like, "Of course I do, precious."
Yeah, my precious.
And but yeah, it's just, like I like to think that I am a young Andy Serkis of podcasting.
That's so awesome. Podcasts, I love podcasts too.
Boop.
Yeah, I don't know, love it. Boop! Is that a dab?
That was for Jaka.
A dab. Let's go.
Well, like Jaka, I can't tell you how to podcast because that's like up to you to find what you want to talk about. But for me, it was like I want to talk about games and virtual reality and just general cool shit. So, that's basically how it started. Like my first couple episodes were literally just me talking about the news, and like they were boring. But then I
Yeah.
started bringing guests on, and then stuff was actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just entering I mean, it's not podcast at all, but when it comes to kind of like researching other creators in the space and highlighting them. I just started kind of like a bi-weekly YouTube series. It doesn't have a name yet. I'm working on it, but it's just a cool little segment that I take time to cover some cool and interesting things that I find on the internet that I would like to share, and highlight some VTubers or creators that are doing some incredible work.
Nice.
Yeah, so looking forward to doing that. So if you have any hot tips on how to do that,
Dude,
let me
like I
know.
look at it and like there's there's the part of me that would like to cover like more VR content in general, to like do like the VR YouTuber thing, and like there's an appeal to it, but at the same time, it's not to say this show doesn't require work because it does, but like I much prefer this workload to having to like put together a YouTube video and do like the complex edits and you know like I got mad respect for the people that do that every day.
Right, yeah, it takes a lot of work.
And also the only VR game I want to cover for the foreseeable future is Star Wars Squadrons, and that's just because I want to fly an X-Wing.
Oh my, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I wish I was more knowledgeable about Star Wars. There's something about it. No hate, no hate to the the fans, the world. I think it's incredible and it has its place in cinema. But I think I'm too intimidated to get into it because it's
Well,
just so big.
it is. So what I would say to you in that instance is start from the beginning, and I don't mean the beginning like story wise of like what is the beginning, but I just mean start with Star Wars, the original. You know, like I mean, because that's for the most part that's how all of us started with Star Wars. So I mean, like I am, like I grew up watching these movies, so for me, it's like I have a really big connection to it, and the characters and stuff. Have you ever played the old Polygon? And dude, I played the original X-wing and Tie Fighter games so much. Like I love those games, and that's why uh, like Squadrons for me is just gonna be like that game because you know Star Wars has so many different layers that make it so interesting because like on one level it's a western, on one level it's like a samurai film, and then in another level it's also like kind of like a World War II fighter ace series of movies. And so it's like I like all of the levels, but like the one for me that really resonates is like that fighter ace kind of style. So Star Wars Squadrons giving me that opportunity to like live out that fantasy of being like a crack X-wing pilot or like a TIE interceptor pilot. Like that's what I want. And then I get to do it in virtual reality. Like I get to legit be there. Like in the premiere trailer, they showed a bit where the player looks out the port side of their cockpit, and Wedge Antilles, one of like the OG X-wing pilots, is there and like nods at you, and like I lost it. Like I want to have that moment. I want to look over there and I want Wedge to like nod at me in acknowledgement and just be like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, we love that. Yeah, I fangirled a lot. I feel like if there's any type of any universe you can pick, whether that's Star Wars or I don't know, for me everything comes back to Zelda. Any type of game lore, something that I've always wanted to try in a game, which is funny because I don't even like milk that much. You're probably wondering where this is going. Trust
Yep.
me. But if we have any Zelda fans in chat, Lon Lon milk. I've always wanted to know what that tasted like. Because in the game, there's like a bar, but instead of alcohol, because Nintendo is trying to, sneak around the alcohol situation, they have a milk bar. And yesterday, I know you were talking with Vern about constraints in gaming and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how a lot of really beautiful things can happen from that. And one of those games for me that does that is Majora's Mask, because I think the developers had a year to work on it and they made a masterpiece. So yeah, I don't know. I can't get over that game. I want to know what Lon Lon milk tastes like. I just think about if I were to insert myself in a game, like what would be the first thing I would want to do or fangirl about. And for me, that's Lon Lon milk. So I don't know if you have any interests of your own that you would like to try in Star Wars
Ooh.
or.
God, like Star Wars wise, I think I would avoid most of the food because it all looks terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't look too good.
Like yeah. And real quick though, Jaka, thanks for popping by. I hope to see you again in the future. But yeah, it's just like for me though, I think it would ultimately like I love Star Wars and the excellent series of movies, and I will love it forever. But if you were all like, "Hey Tom, you have to live in a science fiction universe. Which one are you going to live in?" I wouldn't pick Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Nah, like nah, because knowing my luck, I would just be like some random guy on some backwater. I'd be like the kid who lives in the farm next to Luke, who isn't a Jedi and doesn't get to go do all the fun adventures. Like that's where I'd end up. But no, I'd like to live in Star Trek because
Star
like
Trek.
because one, I love Star Trek. Two, I love the idea that humanity finally got off its ass and did something responsible. And two, like it's just a world where everybody has the freedom to pursue their loves. Like who doesn't want to live in that world? You
Right.
know, like if you want to be an artist, go be an artist. If you want to tell stories, go tell stories. If you want to be a chef, you want to be a ditch digger, hell, whatever you want to do it. You know, you have that freedom. And it's just like, and then also holodecks and replicators and being able to go check out planets I'd like to see. Yeah, I'd probably still join Starfleet. So yeah, you know, and like there's cool, you know, and that's the kind of world I'd like to live in, you know, where everybody has the freedom to self-actualize, and you know, the world we would all like to. I mean, I feel like that's a world everybody ideally would want to live in.
Mhm.
So yeah, you know, but yeah,
Hell
hardcore
yeah.
nerd over here.
No, I
So
love it. I love listening to it. I mean, I just like went on a rant about trying alcoholic milk. So I think we're good here together.
yeah. Well, also too, it's like as a VR enthusiast and as like a hobbyist game designer, like the idea of, you know, the holodeck as a tool for the creation of interactive experiences is just like, dude, like that would just be the coolest thing ever, you know? And like, don't get me wrong, like I really appreciate some of the stuff they did with it on the show, but for so much of it is like, well, like, oh, hey, we just had, you know, like a Sherlock Holmes book and we just like played through The Hound of the Baskervilles or whatever. And I'm just like, dude, why are you doing that? Like, why don't you like, I mean, you can legit make like anything, and like trust that they didn't know that games like Halo and whatnot were going to exist, you know, 20 years after the episodes aired. But like, can you imagine like being able to like pop into an environment and like throw on like Halo CE and then just like actually get to be the Master Chief and like run through that situation? Like that would be like hop in a Warthog and actually just drive it, you
That's sick.
know? Yeah, or like, you know, just the level of like cool stories and stuff that you could tell when you're actually able to like see and smell and feel the world.
Right. I
And
feel
like,
like Bethesda did that as well with the Pip Boy,
yeah,
with Fallout when they brought that out for the. I think it was what, Fallout 4.
4, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was a cool, immersion technique.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
Earl in chat, the holodeck is the future I'm waiting for. Dude, I'm right there with you. Know that like VR is getting pretty darn close, and I may have set my safety bounds to look like the holodeck. Not gonna lie. Um,
I really need to get into Star Trek myself. Again, it's another series that I know it's iconic, but I just haven't.
well, yeah, and that one's also too like a much harder one. Not necessarily a harder one to get into, but it's just uh, each one of them has such a different and unique flavor.
Hmm.
You know, and you know, and also too, it's no two Star Trek fans are the same, and even if you have get together like a handful of different Star Trek fans, and even if that handful all likes the same series as their favorite, uh you don't have, or everybody's going to like it for pretty much a different reason, you
Hmm.
know, and that's, it just speaks to
That's the
the
beauty of
wonderful,
it.
yeah, and it speaks to the wonderful diversity of Star Trek fans as well. um I will say though that I feel that Next Generation, the one from the 80s and 90s with Patrick Stewart and everybody, is definitely the best. But Deep Space Nine, as I've gotten older, has just become my absolute favorite because it's the one that deals with more. It consistently deals with more adult kind of struggles and stuff. It grew up in its storytelling. You know,
I wish I knew what you were talking about.
well, like
So bad, I want to know. I
well,
need
like
to get into it.
the original series and Next Gen kind of played by this idea of a what's what I'm looking for here, like a monster of the week kind of format, where each week they're presented with a new challenge, and sometimes it's a monster, sometimes it's not a monster, you know, and they have to figure out the problem, they have to solve it. But in Next Gen, they start getting into like in Next Gen and the original series, but more so in Next Gen, they start dealing too in like philosophy and, you know, the why of things, and like, is it, you know, like, is it really okay to do that? Are we really in a position of moral superiority? You know, like things of that nature. And
Mhm.
so Star Trek has always been about like these kind of like big ideas. And then Deep Space Nine, DS9, took all of that, because we've always looked at this future through the lens of Starfleet and the Federation, which has this kind of like freedom to, think about these big moral or big philosophical issues, and thrust those normal kind of Star Trek characters into a world of moral gray areas that more represented something similar to the world we actually live in. And then you got to see how these characters acted when their morals were called into question, where they were put in situations where the only way to succeed or get out of it was to compromise on, these convictions and beliefs that they held. And it just gets so much deeper, and just, yeah, wonderful show.
Ooh, well, you're hyping me up over here, Thom, I must say.
Oh, and the great thing about it, all of them are really kind of standalone, so you don't need to have watched the other ones to understand what's going on in each of the series. They're all their own like standalone things. Like there's a level of overlap where at one point, like Deep Space Nine and Star Trek Next Generation had overlap, and so characters would like hop back and forth between the shows. But you didn't have to watch one to understand the other. So
I love that. I love standalone. I love it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to look into it.
And they're all on Netflix and Amazon Prime.
Yes, accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. You know what? Wait, I have a recommendation for a show. It's not on Netflix, but it's on YouTube. So if y'all are into Fall Guys right now, this is really cool. I just started watching like a minute or two of it, but then I had to dip out. But Boundary Break, have you heard of it?
I have not.
Oh my god, it's the best show ever! So it's fabulous, because if you're into dev work and just want to look more into the behind the scenes of a game, Boundary Break is a great show on YouTube, where the host meets up with the developers of the game, and they develop a camera where you can fly out and see all of what it takes to put together a map. And they go to iconic spots in the game and they review, seeing the avatar start maybe in like a T pose, and then the animation will start, and it's so cool to see that whole process happen. But the most recent video, which dropped today, is a Fall Guys one. So if you are interested to see the magic behind Fall Guys, I recommend checking out Boundary Break on YouTube. Really cool show.
Cool.
Yeah.
Super well, good. I gotta say, I'm kind of sad to do this, but I think it's time.
Yeah. No. Let's.
Yeah.
Carry on. Do what you gotta do.
I think it's time.
What a great show.
For the 5 questions. Oh! All right, so okay. I did. It's still time. It's still the end of the show. But
yeah. Bring it on.
So just in case you're unfamiliar, and for all of our first-time viewers here today, the 5 questions are a series of 5 questions that I prepared before the show that have nothing at all to do with anything we've talked about so far today.
Ooh.
So, question number 1: what is the best animal?
Oh. Chinchilla.
Okay. Cool.
They're really cute, and they're fuzzy, and like their fur is so soft, and they're just so sweet.
All right. I'm cool with that. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's no real right or wrong answers to any of these. Question number 2: Hollywood calls, and they say that they want you to play any virtual character or any character as a virtual character that you want. Who do you want to play?
Okay, is there say?
I'm sorry.
Hatsune Miku.
Okay.
She's actually a virtual person already, so I don't know. I think I've always wanted to stand on a stage full of like hundreds and thousands of people and just dance. So Hatsune Miku has my heart. It'd be great to be a Vocaloid. Yeah.
Damn, you were like on point with answering these questions. It's like usually my people are like, this one might get you though. Question number 3. What is your favorite street food?
Okay, I'm from New York, so this is tough because there's
I know
tons
you
of
got a
street-
lot. Like,
Oh my god.
and having been to New York several times myself, like my favorite will always be whatever person is there with like hot dogs in their little cart. Because like, especially the ones that like have halal written on there, because then you're like, yeah, I know this hot dog's actually got dogs in it. But I'm kidding. I know hot dogs don't have dogs in them.
I would say so. Fun fact: this will make it a little bit more challenging because I am vegetarian, so I can't grab hot dogs or burgers, things like that. But so there's a festival that happens in Manhattan. It's called the Ninth Avenue Festival, and I go every year with my family, with the exception of this year, of course. But usually they have incredible vendors, and I go straight for the empanada, cheese
Ooh,
empanada, just straight up, and it is incredible. So that's my vote. Cheese
nice.
empanada. Yeah.
I dig it.
Yep.
All right. See, I did kind of trip you up with that one.
A little bit. You got me. I was like, but you brought all the wonderful memories back, so thank you for that.
You're welcome. Question number 4. What is your favorite type of hat?
My favorite.
Yeah.
Um,
I know, right? I'm just asking like the crazy questions here.
my favorite type of hat. This one.
Oh, sorry, Siri heard that one. Oh, that's a good hat.
This one. Blobfish.
All right. And oh god, I didn't want to have to do this, but guys, give me just 1 second here. I do need to take a quick break. But
no problem.
tell a story to the people. You're on.
All right, my turn. Rock and roll. Improv. Hi everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with Sir that Thom Clancy and I Miss Violet today. It's been a pleasure to be here. We're not done quite yet, but it's been pretty chill, and I love hanging out. The first time I've been vibing with the virtual character. So clearly we've had a lot to talk about, and I hope you've enjoyed the show as much as I have. Who's here right now? We got the yo, what's up, the Hunt? How you doing? We got Early Be Good. Yo, what's up? And we got Chroma still here. Yo, what's up? What's up? Take over the show. This is my show now. No, I'm kidding. I would never. I respect my fellow virtual friends. So, what's up, Phil? What's up, Phil? How you doing? Is everybody enjoying the stream so far? Does anybody have any answers of their own? And Gamer Girl Sage is here. Yo, what's up, Gamer Girl Sage? What's up? What's up? I would say like the toughest question so far was that food question because there's tons of food in New York. Seriously, both series. But straight up, you just can't go wrong with cheese. Pretty much anytime there's a fried cheese of sorts, you're good. You're good. Or a fried item, you're good. Zeppelis, you're good. What else we got on New York street fairs? We got pretzels. I think Mist brought up not pistols. Oh my god, pretzels. There we go. I don't know how you confuse the two. My bad. Early says the falafel. You know what? I've been craving some good falafel. Let me tell you. Okay. The tahini sauce. First of all, I love hummus, so I make my own hummus because I'm bougie. Actually, it's not that hard. You just need a can of chickpeas. You need, I think, what is that called? Oh my god, I'm blanking out. It's not a peanut sauce, but crap, I cannot remember what it's called. It's killing me. It's gonna eat me up at night. Somebody help me out. But anyways, make your own hummus, folks. It's pretty easy. It's like a 3-step ingredient list, 3 to 4, depending on how many spices you like in it. The Hunt says yes.
Look at that. And you were all worried about having to improvise.
Listen, you're throwing a streamer into the spotlight.
Hey, I'm glad it worked out, okay?
Are you okay? Are you working?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Just real quick, people. Hold on a second here. Look, don't drink as much coffee as I do before a show. That's all I'm gonna say. So
Bring
blob.
it on.
Yeah.
Question number 5.
All right. So question number 5. How the hell does the pretzel rod figure into the fruit level in Fall Guys?
I have no. Yeah, we were just talking about pretzels too. I have no clue.
Yeah,
Maybe there's a parallel universe where pretzel rods just fit in. How about that?
or
That's my answer.
or pretzels are fruit in the world of Fall Guys.
Yeah, that counts as well.
Well,
I'd argue that.
awesome. Well, damn, like this has definitely been up there for like fun shows.
Yes, let's get a yeet in chat, yo. Let's show Thom Clancy some love.
Press some F's for my folks.
Yeah.
F's in chat if you had a good time. No. Oh man, yeah, it's super awesome to get a chance to sit down and talk with somebody else who's doing something similar to what you're doing and stuff. So it's like, yeah, at some point I actually like, shit, I have to. Chroma, thank you for the Prime sub.
Yes, Chroma.
I actually have to get emotes and stuff. Like, yeah, I I kind of suck at being an affiliate. At least they
The winding road.
yeah. I mean, it's just like, I mean, yeah. And I'm sure you saw my starting soon screen, which was literally just me slapping a blue gradient and some letters on it in Photoshop.
Girl, don't even get me started with my title cards and my overlays. I have a long way to go too.
Yeah.
It's all right. We're gets on a road to partnership. We'll get there.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah. Well, I've had your Twitter tag rotating up through on the box there in screen, as well as your Twitch link. Aside from Twitter, where else can people find you? Where else are you comfortable with people finding you?
Yeah. So if you want to keep up with this virtual lady and blobfish, of course, you can find us on TikTok at It's Violet. I have everything linked if you go to my Twitch channel. I have all the goodies there, but I do exist on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, of course. So come check out, hang out with us, and thank you, Thom Clancy, for having me on the show. It's been incredible.
Hell yeah. I mean, like one, you're doing cool things, and I like to promote cool things on my show. 2, you sure seem to be a pretty cool person, so that's like a double win there. And 3, like it's just super, especially right now with like all the crazy stuff that's happening in the world. It's super cool to get a chance to sit down and talk with somebody who's, doing something similar and being in that like, like we're effectively peers, so it's like really nice to get down and, yeah, talk to somebody who's completely gone a different route to get to the same-ish destination. So, yeah. Well,
yes, we have the same parent. Unreal.
Look, it's a great parent.
Yes.
It's just, right now we're just like, we wish it wasn't yelling at the neighbors. Well, thank you so much for coming. Everybody who's popped in today, like, thank you so much. And real quick, guys, I'm gonna change over to this camera here. And I'm going to talk right to you all. And I'm going to say thank you all so much for coming in. Thank you to all the new followers. Thank you to everybody who popped in for their first time. Thank you to Chroma for that Prime sub. Like, dude, you guys are great, and thank you for like being super active in chat too, because, like really helps us a lot. You guys have questions. I like passing those questions along, all that jazz. And if you guys have had fun here today, don't forget the H in there, Phil. It's very important. It might be silent, but it is quite important. That said, though, if you guys enjoyed the show today, I'll be back tomorrow and Thursday tomorrow I'm going to be sitting down and talking with Stu and Trace, a couple of developers on a game called Fisty Fluffs. Imagine like Super Smash Bros. But with cats. And that's going to be at 4 p.m. And then on Thursday, I'll be talking with Ewood 3D, which they're working on like this really crazy combination of like Contrast, Portal, and Frogger. And I'll be talking with them at 1. And all of these times are in Eastern Daylight Times. So I'm not legally obligated to have the H in there. Hold on a second. Well, let's get you back over here. Do people want to hear the real reason why there's an H in here? Because I'll tell it. It's like it's a deep personal story. I will gladly tell it. Yeah. All right. So a lot of people don't know this about me, but like I'm perfectly fine telling it. So 15 years ago, I checked myself into a rehab. I had developed a drug problem in college, and I agreed to go to rehab to get my parents off my back. Well, not my parents, to get my mom off my back. My dad didn't know I had a problem. And I had a lot of issues with being the kid of, an author, and like that didn't lead to a lot of good things. And I didn't, like I still want to do cool things and stuff, but I don't want to I'm not changing my name because it's mine too, right? And the reason I have the H in there was because my counselor was like, hey, why don't you just leave the H in when you shorten it down from Thomas, and then you're still you, but you're different. And I was like, that's damn smart. And that's why the H is in my Thom. And technically, and another thing I like to say, every Thom is short for Thomas. And everyone who doesn't have an H in it is a lazy, lazy person. So
that was quite the tale, Thom.
Yeah, so that was the real quick story. And yeah, and to give a little follow up on that, I have been clean ever since. So that's 15 years, 1 month, and 4 days.
Good for you. Let's go.
So high score every day.
Yes, there we go. Every day. Getting better and better.
So, well, thank you, Violet, for joining me today. Thank you all for joining me out there in the wonderful world of the audience. I'll be back tomorrow, as I already said. But until then, remember, drink your water, have some vitamins, wear your mask, be kind to everyone else. See you all tomorrow. Have a great day.
Bye.